We are Baltimore. We are Wisconsin.
And we welcome you from South Florida, Miami, in the last day of the road trip. The Brewers getting ready for the Miami Marlins this afternoon. It's the third and final game. It is the rubber game of this three-game series. Brewers fans are hoping to send their team back to Milwaukee with a victory here this afternoon. And hi, everybody. We welcome you from Miami at Marlins Park. Alongside Bill Schroeder, I'm Brian Anderson. We'll hear from Telly Hughes in a moment as well. Well, the Brewers have a chance to win a series here before they head home to play the Orioles tomorrow. And, Rock, they're going to give the ball to Jimmy Nelson. He'll make the start today for the Brew Crew. How about three things we need to know about Jimmy Nelson?
First of all, he's been very impressive in the minor leagues. A 5-1 record, a 171 earned run average. That came in 9 starts, but the impressive number for me, 1 home run allowed. He walked 17, 58 punch-outs, and 58 innings of work. So Jimmy Nelson certainly deserves the opportunity. Couldn't do much more down in the minor leagues. He's dominated right-handed batters throughout his minor league career. That electric slider that he throws is very effective against these guys. Matter of fact, last year, 2013, combined between AA and AAA, right-handed batters only hitting at a 213 clip and slugged out less than 300. So when he does give up hits to right-handed batters, they're normally singles. And his 3 pitches are electric. He throws a 4-seamer and a 2-seam fastball in the mid-90s. The slider's very good, and he's got an improving changeup that once in a while he will throw to left-handed batters. So I think everybody anxious to see what Jimmy Nelson brings to the table here today.
Well, Nelson did make a start last year, a second-rounder out of Alabama on the mound this afternoon against Randy Wolf. Roster implications to get Nelson here. Telly Hughes will break that down when we continue from Miami.
A series win is on the line in sunny South Florida as the Brewers set with the Marlins and the 10-game road trip overall. Welcome back inside Marlins Park. I'm Telly Hughes. After last night's game, the Brewers had to make a roster move to make room for Jimmy Nelson to make the start for Giovanni Gallardo today. Jeff Bianchi was outrighted to Nashville, which means he cleared waivers and can accept or refuse the assignment. Ron Renicky talks about making that decision.
Sometimes being out of options helps you. Sometimes it hurts you. It hurt him. If he had options, we could send him down and get his at-bats and get him right back, and you wouldn't have to worry about the 40-man roster. But unfortunately, he was out of options, and we needed him to swing. And, you know, we're not counting on him to carry this team offensively, but we really like him defensively. So when he's in there, we want to play him because he's so good defensively.
Jimmy Nelson will make his first start as a Brewer after getting off to a tremendous start in Nashville in his first 9 outings. He's 5-1 with a 1.71 earned run average, and he talks about what he's been able to do well and how his big league experience last season will help him this time around.
I've just been able to command my pitches well to both sides of the plate, lefty or righty. I've been, using my changeup really well this year. It's steadily gotten better over the last few years. I feel it'll help a lot. You get to get the nerves out, get your feet wet and see what to expect at this level, and I'm looking forward to it.
Coming up, the crew look to finagle a series win in the road trip finale. Brian Anderson and Bill Schroeder are on deck with the first pitch between the Brewers and Marlins, next on Fox Sports Wisconsin.
Degrees outside, comfortable inside this beautiful venue, third year in existence. And the Brewers and the Marlins almost set to go here. Game 3, the Brewers will face an old foe in Randy Wolf, and a former teammate. Associated Bank starting lineup that will face Randy Wolf. It'll be Segura leading off, then Braun, followed by Lucroy. Carlos Gomez back in the cleanup spot. He's had a big series. 4 of his 6 hits for doubles. And there is Randy Wolf. And Rock, this will be Randy Wolf's first start in the major league since September 22nd of 2012.
Yeah, the Marlins picked him up as a free agent on May 14th. He spent 3 years with the Brewers. That was 2010 to 2012. Made a couple of postseason appearances as a starting pitcher for Milwaukee. third appearance for Randy Wolf. First two coming out of the bullpen. Actually picked up his first major league save here with the Marlins this year.
Former division opponent Randy Wolf back in his days with the Houston Astros. And he's ready to go. Gene Segura takes strike one. Randy Wolf's first start of the year. Now, Wolf was starting in AAA Reno for the Arizona Diamondbacks. He made 6 starts down there and a 5-1 record. It's quite a story coming back for Randy Wolf after his second Tommy John surgery. There's a bunt, and Wolf makes the play. Segura is retired.
Well, let's check out the Marlins defense, brought to you by Menards. One real change defensively. Jeff Mathis behind home plate, the veteran backstop, taking over for Jared Saltalamacchia, who had made starts in the first 2 games of this series. You already saw Randy Wolf bouncing off the mound, a very good fielding pitcher.
And Mathis, the only change in the lineup over the last 3 days. It's been a pretty consistent lineup for Mike Redmond. The Brewers won the opener 9-5. Lost yesterday. It's a 1-run loss for the Brewers. They had a chance. Scored just 1 run despite 11 hits in yesterday's game. And a 2-1 Miami win. Marlins very good at home. The best home record in the major leagues. Now 20 wins in their home ballpark. Ryan Braun back in the lineup for the 2nd consecutive day. And hitting 2nd in that batting order.
And still not 100%. That oblique strain still giving him some problems. But, you know, Ryan Braun in the lineup, much better for the Brewers than him sitting out, even when he's not 100%.
Now, Braun has a little history against Randy Wolf. Certainly the Brewers know him well, especially those that were teammates with Wolf during his time in Milwaukee that ended in 2012. Well, Braun 3 for 5 against Wolf in his career. Does have a home run against Randy, and he hits that ball hard to right. Stanton cannot get there. Braun on his way to 2nd with a double.
I've seen a couple of line drives go over the head of Giancarlo Stanton, so he plays a relatively shallow right field, not able to go back. I saw Lucroy hit one over his head yesterday for an RBI. And that fastball up out over the play. Watch Stanton go back, just not able to get there. And Ryan Braun in with a 1-out double.
Now the base runner in scoring position early in this one against Randy Wolf, so it'll be Jonathan Lucroy now. Lucroy coming in batting .324. Is 3 for 9 in this series. Has a couple of doubles as well. And has had a great road trip. Lucroy hitting .400 on the road trip. Today Lucroy gets the start at first base. 6 doubles on the trip for Lucroy as well. 6 of his 14 hits have been doubles. And that ball's ripped down into the left field corner. Braun will score easily. And it's going to be another extra base hit for Lucroy as the Brewers strike first. Back-to-back doubles. And it's 1-0 Milwaukee.
Yeah, just getting ready to say that, you know, tough to defend Jonathan Lucroy because he uses the whole field. His double yesterday came over the head of Stanton out in the right. This one he pulls down the line in left, so the Brewers able to jump on top early on a Lucroy double. So back-to-back doubles. Lucroy picking on a high curveball.
Lucroy 5th in the league in batting to start play today. Only adds to it with a first inning double. He's aboard for Gomez. Randy Wolf giving up back-to-back extra base hits. And now the red hot Gomez steps in. And that's a breaking ball past McGee into left field. Lucroy around third, going to try to score. And the throw is cut off. Another run is in on a hot shot off the bat of Gomez.
Well, not sure what they're going to call it, but it's another run from Milwaukee. Boy, that a bullet right through Casey McGee, and they're going to give him a single and an RBI. Boy, this ball hit like a rocket. One hop right through Casey McGee. He played it off to the side, and Jonathan Lucroy, after getting a late start, able to score. So a good start to the day for Milwaukee offensively.
2 runs in on 3 hits. And a couple of former Brewers out there in McGee and Randy Wolf. Those 2 were teammates in Milwaukee. Here's Ricky Weeks. His first start of the series with the left-hander on the mound. Jeanette sits today in that second base platoon. Ricky's had a couple of pinch hit appearances in this series. He drew a walk on Friday night in a pinch hit appearance, and then he struck out yesterday.
And the Brewers are ready with as many hits with a man in scoring position here in the first inning as they did yesterday. They were only 2 for 12 with runners in scoring position. That's what you were talking about earlier when you said they had many opportunities, just couldn't cash in. Different today.
Gonna check on Gomez. Check out Gomez. He's sporting the tight pants, the skinny jeans version of his Sunday best. He must have went into somebody's locker. He does that every now and then, just to change it up.
He has a lot of different looks he likes to sport out there.
Ricky Weeks with a big swing and a foul back. The colorful character, Carlos Gomez.
This is not the kind of weather, though, you want to have skin tight pants on, right? A little humid here today. Not so bad with the roof closed. They air condition this ballpark. Good thing.
77 degrees inside Marlins Park and cooling off by the moment. About 10 degrees cooler than it is outside. It is very humid today in South Florida. Now, Wolf originally signing with the Mariners, coming back after his second Tommy John procedure in 2012. It knocked him out of all of 2013. Signed with the Mariners. There was a contract disagreement with the Mariners. Wolf took his free agency coming out of spring training and then signed with the Diamondbacks, but had a drop dead date on there that he had to be in the big leagues or he could declare free agency again, and he did that, exercised that option, and the Marlins signed him.
2 pretty good decisions that he's made this year. You betcha.
There goes Gomez. Weeks takes a ball. Gomez is in there. A stolen base. Mathis from his knees couldn't get the throw quite there. Gomez got a great jump and a steal of second base, and the Brewers are clicking here in this first inning.
And Jeff Mathis, tremendous defensive catcher, and puts on right on the money. Unfortunately for him, he had a pretty good jump to Gomez. Randy Wolf, not a great move over to first base. Gomez had a good jump, so he's in scoring position.
Maybe those tight pants got him a little further down the line, you know, the compression factor. 2-1 to Weeks. Inside, ball 3.
Kind of like a speed skating suit.
Yeah, kind of like what we're wearing up here today. I'm sure Telly will find out whose pants those belong to. Two runs are in on 3 consecutive hits. And the Brewers hungry for more against Randy Wolf. And Weeks into left field, a base hit. Gomez will go. That ball gets through Yelich, and Gomez will score. Weeks ends up at second base. It is 3-0. Ed Cedar looked like he was content to hold Gomez at third base, but once it got past Yelich, an easy decision.
Yeah, he was going to hold up Gomez. That ball was hit so hard that even Carlos Gomez wasn't going to be sent. And that's what speed will do to you. Yelich realizing who's at second base. He knows he has to be quick. Ed Cedar puts the stop sign on initially, but once it gets by him, he scores. And Ricky into second base, so give Ricky a hit, probably not an RBI.
That'll be a single and an error on Yelich. No RBI for Ricky Weeks. Well, what a difference a day makes. Yesterday, the Brewers couldn't buy a hit with a runner in scoring position. They were 2 for 12. Today, they're 3 for 3 in the first inning. Here's Mark Reynolds. Reynolds and Wolf were teammates in Baltimore. Know each other well. After Randy Wolf was released by the Brewers in 2012, which actually came on his birthday. Tough birthday gift. He ended up signing with Baltimore, went to the postseason with the Orioles that year.
He worked mainly out of the bullpen with the Orioles. He did make one start.
And that was his last start in the big leagues. Pitching for Baltimore against Boston. His last win in the big leagues was September 13th of 2012. It's been a long, hard road back, but Wolf has made it.
There's that changeup from Randy Wolf. Basically 4 pitches for Wolf. 4-seamer. He'll cut his fastball. He likes to use that cut fastball to right-handed batter. Big overhand curveball, and he'll throw a changeup to pitch it he just threw to Mark Reynolds.
Only 1 out. Segura tried to bunt for a hit to start the game. Got 4 consecutive hits as Reynolds takes a strike.
Yeah, Wolfie won't hit 90 miles an hour with his fastball. 88, 89 miles an hour. He'll throw the curveball sometimes at about 60 miles an hour. It really takes a lot off of it.
And if I recall, he once threw a curveball in the upper 40s in a game. Pitching for the Brewers. He and Greinke used to wager on who could throw the slowest curve. There's a slow curve that bounces. Nice play by Mathis. That's going to keep Weeks at second base.
Yeah, very quick on his feet. Excellent defender behind home plate. Saltalamacchia, the other catcher, look at that technique. Able to keep in front of him, and Weeks has to stay at second.
Chris Davis due up next. Brewers off to a great start today. 3 runs in on 4 hits, and Reynolds chance to drive in another one. 3-2 the pitch, and Reynolds takes ball 4. 5 consecutive base runners against Randy Wolf. And that's going to draw a visit from Chuck Hernandez, the Marlins pitching coach.
Yeah, Wolf is trying just about everything. That was a 3-2 changeup to Reynolds that he missed up and away. So getting a lot of the plate with his pitches is Randy Wolf right now. And the Brewers are getting some pretty good swings.
Now Randy will turn 38 in August. His age 37 season. Missed all of last season after that second Tommy John procedure. I love his quote. The late Louis Yoakum, the famous doctor who performed thousands of Tommy John surgeries, who passed away last year. But Dr. Yoakum told Randy Wolf, he said, look, you can either dedicate another year to trying to improve your arm coming off the surgery, the second surgery, or you can improve your golf game and call it a career. And Randy Wolf said, you can understand this point. He goes, you know, I'm not real enthralled about my golf game right now. I think I'll give it one more shot.
Right. I mean, it's tough to get this game out of your blood when you feel as though you can come back and compete. Toughest decision for any player, when to hang him up. Well, certainly Randy in an enviable position, unlike most of us that have that decision to make on their own. Others make it for most of us.
That's right. Some of us are never even invited.
Right, you're done. Sorry, we don't need you anymore. But yeah, Randy Wolf has the opportunity to come back
and go out on his own terms.
Right.
2 on, 1 out. Davis takes a ball. Well, Chris hit a long home run here on Friday night. That was the game where the Marlins and the Brewers combined to hit 7 home runs, setting a Marlins Park record. Ballpark's been open since 2012. And they were tape measure shots. Although there's been an adjustment, by the way, if you've been following our series. As of yesterday, Chris Davis had the longest home run that night at 448 feet, but they adjusted Giancarlo Stanton's home run to 460 feet. As Davis pops it up, shallow left center. The shortstop Echeverria will make the catch. Second out of the inning.
Would they get a new tape measure, or what they do?
I don't know. I think it could be a little home cooking, or it could be.
Yeah, I think so.
A new Gazinta device.
Not that anybody cares.
Here's Martin Maldonado. Maldonado and Lucroy in the lineup again today for the third time. Maldonado doing the catching with Lucroy over at first base. Three runs in. 2 outs. Maldonado, the 8th hitter in the lineup, and getting a first inning at bat. All in good support of Jimmy Nelson, who's going to be making his first big league start of the season, just his second major league start of his career. Nice to have some runs on the board before he hits the mound. Maldonado a little bit late on the fastball. 1-1 the count on the Brewer backup catcher.
Yeah, Wolf relies a lot on the high fastball. You know, change up, slow curveballs, and then he tries to elevate the fastball, which is one of the reasons why he's always given up a lot of home runs. That high fastball, dangerous pitch.
And back to Wolf. And that will retire the side. But the Brewers strike first here today, giving Jimmy Nelson some run support. 3 runs in on 4 hits. 5 consecutive base runners at one point. Brewers bring 8 batters to the plate and take an early lead in Miami. Baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. By Miller Lite, now in the original can, it's Miller time. By Toyota, let's go places. And by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. The picturesque scenes from South Florida, Miami. Wow, what a beautiful Memorial Day weekend it is here on the beach. Jimmy Nelson, he's all business today, Rock, ready to make his first big league start of the season, just the second of his career.
Yeah, made 4 appearances last year with the Brewers, 3 of them out of the bullpen. He made his start next to last game of the season against the New York Mets. And you see his numbers down in the minor leagues, incredible.
Well, the Marlins batting order, courtesy of Associated Bank. Yelich, Dietrich, and Stanton at the top. Casey McGee, Garrett Jones, Marcelo Ozuna in the middle, then Echeverria, Mathis, and Wolf rounding out the Marlins 9. Mike Redmond putting that lineup out here today. Yelich ready to lead off. Brewers with 3 on the board in the first. And you know, Jimmy Nelson is amped up for this one today. It is, by all intents and purposes, a spot start. Giovanni Gallardo, as Telly reported, not on the disabled list. The Brewers sent Jeff Bianchi back to the minor leagues. Matter of fact, he cleared waivers, so he is off the major league roster. And most likely the Brewers are going to make a move for a position player after this game. So Nelson is just here for this game as of right now. But when you have the ball in your hand in the big leagues, you're in control of your destiny a little bit.
Yes, indeed. He did pretty good in that start against the Mets. 1 run in 5 innings. The Brewers would win that game in 10. But his numbers down in the minor leagues off the charts.
Bouncing ball to Segura. And the speedy Yelich is retired for the first out. How about the defense today for the Miami Marlins, Rob? It's courtesy of Menards.
Yep, and Lucroy makes his 3rd start this year at 3rd base to keep that bat in the lineup. Maldonado behind home plate. Brewers 8-1 with Maldonado behind home plate. Jonathan Lucroy makes his 3rd start at first base on this road trip.
So Lucroy says he feels semi-comfortable at first. He's no expert, in his own words. Maldonado is a great defender behind the plate. Lucroy's in there for his bat. Derek Dietrich, his 3rd consecutive start. Brewers with a string of right-handed starting pitchers, and Dietrich's been in the lineup every day. Couple of hits. He's 2 for 8, hitting .280 for the season. This Marlins club can swing the bats. There's no question about that.
Yeah, big shift for a second baseman. You don't normally see a big shift like that. The left-handed hitter. Only Mark Reynolds on the left side of the infield.
Looked like Dietrich trying to put the ball in play over to that left side. That's the spray chart for Derek Dietrich.
And probably those 5 hits to left field all coming in the air. That's why you see this infield shift like that. You don't see the shift in the outfield, though.
Big Jimmy Nelson at 6'6", 240. This is Badley with a breaking ball. That'll be a key pitch for him today. He has developed a changeup. Has very good stuff. A mid-90s fastball with a hard slider.
And most of the time he's going to 2-seam the fastball with some good tail to it. And his slider very tough on right-handed batters. Not too shabby against lefties either.
Now you start looking at the future of the Brewers on the mound, and you see guys like Willie Peralta and Jimmy Nelson as a couple of the bright young stars. Peralta's off and running. He pitched well yesterday. Didn't have his great stuff, but kept the Brewers in the game. Gave up just 1 run in his 6 innings. We got Kyle Loesch signed to a multi-year deal. Matt Garza to a multi-year deal. And I think the Brewers are feeling pretty confident about where they are with their starting pitching now and moving forward.
And no doubt. And then you have guys like Jimmy Nelson down in the minor league just in case. And you know, here he is today. Giovanni kind of so-so. I mean, when you talk to Giovanni, he's feeling pretty good. Felt pretty good in his side session a couple of days ago, but Ron Renicky electing to just make sure that he's going to be all right. You figure Giovanni might even get a start on Wednesday before the off day on Thursday.
As Nelson walks Dietrich.
Giovanni felt as though, you know, it wouldn't have been much of a problem for him to pitch, but running the bases, fielding his position, and that's how he hurt his ankle, fielding his position. Just to play it safe, they bring up Nelson.
Well, Giancarlo Stanton will be a significant test for the young Jimmy Nelson. Stanton with 2 hits in the series, both of them tape measure home runs, both on Friday night. Stanton is the league leader in homers and runs batted in. And he's ahead by a long shot in RBIs. Has 47 ribbies. And this is game number 51 of the season for the Marlins.
And he's turned into not just a power hitter, but a good hitter overall. Brewers have had success on him in this series on pitches in on him, down and in particular.
That gets by Maldonado. Dietrich on his way to second.
You would imagine that Jimmy Nelson's got to be pretty amped up for this start. That one not even close. Maldonado can't get the glove over. Eliminates the double play. That'll be a wild pitch.
Brewers with 3 in the first. And Stanton takes a strike. 95-mile-an-hour heat coming in. With some movement.
You see that big lead for Stanton in the RBI race. Got Puig by 9.
One ball, 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss. Nelson strikes out Stanton on the slider. His first strikeout. And 2 gone in the inning.
Jimmy Nelson dominates right-handed batters. He has this year and even last year. Right-handers hit only .213 against Nelson. That was down in the minor leagues between AA and AAA, and that pitch right there, the big reason.
Now that's got to give him a little confidence to strike out a slugger like Stanton. Here's Casey McGee now. McGee has just 1 home run, but he's driven in 30 this year. And among the National League third basemen, he is the top RBI man in that category. Nelson deals strike 1. McGee's been a much better hitter here at home. Marlins is a team, a much better hitting team in their ballpark. Casey, though, is a .340 hitter here in his home ballpark, just .227 on the road. And there's strike 2. Nelson hits the outer edge.
Apparently likes that light green fence out in center field. Provides a pretty good batter's eye for him.
Yeah, it's a nice look out there. Derek Dietrich at second. He walked, went to second on a wild pitch. Nelson trying to get through this first scoreless. 0-2 to McGee. Had a good chance to chat with Casey yesterday. Saw his son Mac, Little Mac, affectionately known as. Good to catch up. He's a good guy, Casey McGee. Glad to see him back in the big leagues after a year in Japan last year.
They go to Japan, and now he's a cleanup hitter and a pretty good offense here in Miami.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, good turnaround for him. Said he learned a lot about hitting, particularly the breaking ball over Japan.
Nelson had him 0-2. Now it's 2-2. And wants to start over with Maldonado. Casey's always been a good 2-strike hitter. Short, compact stroke. And the 2-2 got in on him a little bit. And routine for Braun. So Jimmy Nelson with a shutdown inning after the Brewers get him 3 in the first. Back in the big leagues. We head to the second. Brewers fans here this weekend in Miami. The Brewers, Southwest Airlines non-stoppable play, scoring 3 in the first. Lucroy stays hot. He drove in the first run. Then it was Gomez getting credit for a hit and an RBI. And then another run comes in on an error by Yelich on another sharply hit ball by Ricky Weeks. So 3 in the first on 4 hits against former Brewer Randy Wolf. And Jimmy Nelson leading off this second inning. Jimmy Nelson at the plate has never had a hit as a professional. Never had a hit in the upper levels of the minor leagues. You don't start hitting in the minor leagues till Double-A. So no hits in the minor leagues.
That's unbelievable.
No hits in the big leagues.
You figure you get lucky once in a while, every now and again.
And that streak will continue as Randy Wolf strikes him out.
It's like 0 for 48, something like that.
Yeah, I think if we combine the major league, I think he's like 0 for 50 now. It's going to happen though, Rock, and it's going to be glorious when it does.
I think it's going to happen today.
A good call.
I'm
Rock's
feeling
out there.
good about it.
Out there on a limb today. Top of the order, here is Segura. And on the first pitch, a bouncer to Echeverria, bobbles, long throw, no chance. Segura.
That'll be an error. Well, 2 errors already in the game for the Marlins. Well, Randy Wolf not getting much help from his defense today. A pretty routine play for Echeverria, who's a pretty good fielder. That one rolls right up his glove. And any kind of bobble, and Segura is going to be able to beat it. Always runs hard down the line no matter what. And this time able to beat it out. That'll be an E6.
And again, to your point, last inning, Rock, the speed of Gomez last inning, the speed of Segura, those are routine plays, but it puts a little heat on the defenders.
Yeah, they know the Brewers. Some of these Brewers, they run hard every time, and they got to be quick. Can't make mistakes.
That snaps a long streak of errorless games from the slick fielding Marlins shortstop Echeverria. Had gone 14 games without an error. He had a streak earlier this year. He went 18 games without an error. So that is a rare occurrence, and he has been, not only does he make the routine plays, but he makes the amazing plays as well.
You've seen some pretty good shortstops on this road trip. Starling Castro with the Cubs. You had Endelton Simmons with the Braves, and now Echeverria. But the one constant that we like watching every day is Gene Segura. Takes a back seat to none of them.
It's been a fun road trip as far as the shortstop combinations go. Braun fouls it back. Yeah, we started in Chicago. Starling Castro, a former All-Star, then Andrelton Simmons, the Gold Glove Award winner last year in the National League. I think this is kind of a golden era of shortstops, it feels like.
And shortstops that hit. Long gone are the days where you can have a guy out there just to play defense and get a 200 batting average out of him.
Braun hammers that one deep into the gap right center. That's going to go to the wall. Segura all the way around. He'll score. Braun thinking about third, and he's in there with a triple. An RBI triple for Ryan Braun. 2 for 2 today, and the Brewers take a 4-0 lead.
Yeah, Randy Wolf, steady diet of pitches away from Braun. Not sure that's a good idea these days, but Brawny able to find that gap out there, and once it hits the ground, you knew Gene Segura was going to be able to score easily, and Brawny all the way around to third. So Randy Wolf getting a lot of the plate with his pitches, and pitches up in the strike zone, and Brewers are teeing off.
Well, Ryan Braun with his second triple of the year. Now 5 for 7 lifetime against Randy Wolf. And he is halfway to a cycle, and we're only in the second inning. He's a home run and a single away from a cycle. Infield end, 4-0 Brewers. Here's Lucroy. And Lucroy muscles one into right. That's going to get down a base hit. Braun will score. Lucroy on his way to second. Stanton's throw. It is late, and it's a hustle double for Lucroy. He's 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs, and it's 5-0 Milwaukee.
And 2 more doubles today. Just kind of a doubles machine this year. Fastball up and in. Now Wolf able to get in on him, but fights it off down the line, and a hustle double. You got to be careful running on Stanton. He's got a terrific throwing arm, but Lucroy gets in there easily.
8 doubles for Lucroy on this road trip. 2 today. 2 runs are in. That error really opened it up for Milwaukee. Gomez taking a big swing. Well, Telly, I know you've been doing your investigative reporting. Your news anchor brother is in the building today. So what have you come up with on Pantsgate for Carlos Gomez?
Well, I found out they're not his Sunday skinnies, and he didn't even have to go far to get it. He actually ordered a pair of those pants that you're seeing on your screen right now. That was on purpose. And he said that he's feeling sexy. He's in Miami. So it's been a very sexy series for Carlos Gomez. He said he felt sexy hitting cleanup on Friday, and it's been that way the entire series. And now he has pants to reflect that as well.
Wow. A throwback to the 80s.
That's a good
the
word.
kind of pants we wore all the time. Not sure I felt like he does in them, but
look at him. He's just standing in there in his stance, even though Wolf stepped off the mound. He has not moved. And Randy may just let him see how long he'll sit. He swings and pops it up. Dietrich makes a catch for the second out. The soundbite of the year, by the way, Telly was referencing, came from Friday night. Gomez was in the cleanup spot for the first time. Taking a listen to what he said post-game after his start that day.
I mean, it's a really good feeling, you know. You come to the play like I'm the man, you know. You feel sexy, you know, and this a little bit you enjoy it, you know. It's not every time like you hit it great off and give the opportunity, you know. It's just special for me.
It just makes me laugh every time.
What more can you say? Right, it says it all.
The funniest part of that whole interview was the question prior. Telly asked him about hitting cleanup, and Carlos said when he came to the ballpark that day, he didn't see his name in the leadoff spot, and he went into the manager's office. He went and talked to Ron. He was upset. He says, "How come I'm not in the lineup?" And Ron said, "Just look 3 spots down."
Yeah, he was ready to come up on him, wasn't he, in the clubhouse?
You're hitting cleanup today. Oh, okay. And then he said, "That's when I feel sexy." Something else. What a character.
Yeah, he is. Just a lot of fun to be around on a daily basis. He never has a bad day. You ever see this guy having a bad day or feeling down? Just doesn't happen. That's why he's such an important part of this lineup. Very disappointing when he's not in there.
Now 2 outs, 5-0 Brew Crew. And Weeks takes a ball. Marlins already have action in their bullpen. Kevin Slowey is getting loose.
Former Twins starting pitcher.
Wolf's given up some hard hit balls, but his defense hasn't exactly been sharp either. 2 errors, both leading to runs. Weeks had a base hit and an error committed on the batted ball of Weeks in the first inning by Yelich. Four runs has been the magic number this year for the Brewers. If you're into these superlatives, Brewers have a pretty significant one when they score at least 4 runs. They are 25-2 this year. One of those losses coming on this road trip in Atlanta.
Tells you how good that pitching's been from Milwaukee. Starters and relievers.
2-2. Aren't many active pitchers in the big leagues who have postseason victories for the Milwaukee Brewers. Randy Wolf is one of them. He was terrific in Game 4 of the NLCS. He beat Kyle Loesch and the Cardinals to even that 2011 NLCS at 2 games apiece. The last win the Brewers have had in the playoffs.
Yeah, that was in St. Louis.
2-2 on the way, and Weeks hammers it center field. Back is Ozuna, and he's there for the out. Wrong part of the ballpark for Weeks. Brewers get 2 more. Jimmy Nelson staked to a 5-0 lead. We got a batting glove giveaway. No fun for Randy Wolf here in the first 2 innings, giving up 5 runs, a couple of errors behind him. Carsoup.com trivia: one of the only 2 MLB divisions Randy Wolf has not played for. So you get the idea. He's been around a lot. There are 2 divisions he hasn't been in. Jimmy Nelson back on the mound to start his 2nd inning of work. Garrett Jones will lead off, followed by Ozuna, then Echeverria. Nelson worked a scoreless first, gave up a walk, struck out Giancarlo Stanton, and looked good. Good velocity, showed a good slider. Former Pittsburgh Pirate Garrett Jones finding a home here in Miami, a lot like Casey McGee. The 2 corner positions solidified for the Marlins, and Jones is off to a good start. He had 2 home runs here on Friday night, has 8 for the season. He's hitting .281, 25 runs batted in, has been on base a lot lately. 12 of his last 13 games he's reached.
Yeah, Jones 6'5". They have some pretty big guys on this ball club. Stanton, Garrett Jones, Saltalamacchia, big dudes. They can hit.
2 balls and a strike. And a fastball eats him alive in a hitter's count.
94 in on the inside corner. Not able to get those arms extended. A 2-seam fastball.
And the last if he went, he was able to check it. Close pitch. That's the crew chief over there at third base, Brian O'Nora. Count goes full. Nelson averaged a strikeout per inning in the minor leagues. In AAA. Top pitching prospect in the Brewers organization.
Yeah, 58 strikeouts in 58 innings and only 17 walks. So not only is his stuff electric, but he's able to locate it for strikes. And only allowed 1 home run in 9 starts in the minor leagues this year. So that two-seamer working pretty well for him.
Another payoff pitch to Jones, and that's in the air. A little jam shot. Ryan Braun will settle under it for the first out.
Hey, as the weather heats up, so's the action at Miller Park. Reserve your spot for the Brewers' big weekend showdown with the Chicago Cubs. That's Friday, May 30th through Sunday, June 1st. Tickets are going fast. Call 414-902-4000 or visit Brewers.com today to secure your seats. Cubs took 2 out of 3 from the Brewers at Wrigley Field, looking to return the favor.
That'll be the second trip for the Cubs inside Miller Park. Brewers won 2 out of 3 from the Cubs first time around back in April. Marcell Ozuna, a talented young center fielder of the Marlins, digs in. Ozuna has some pop as well. You get the idea with the Marlins. They hit a ton of home runs. They're averaging about a home run per game played in their home venue. Ozuna has 8. 30 ribbies. And he's typically hitting down at the bottom of the order, 6th or 7th usually. It's a lot of production down there.
Yeah, the perception is that the Marlins hit a ton of home runs and the Brewers don't, but the Marlins have only hit 3 more home runs than the Brewers. Well, the Brewers are banging them out of the ballpark.
I think what's so impressive about Redmond's club is they're hitting home runs in this ballpark, which is not a homer-friendly venue. Marcell Ozuna, of his 8 home runs, 6 of them have come here at Marlins Park.
This doesn't seem like the ball travels as well with everything closed up. I mean, last 2 days, the ball hasn't traveled nearly as well as it did on Friday here with everything opened up. But with the weather down here in Miami, as the summer continues, I mean, they're never going to have this thing open.
Nope.
It's too humid, too hot.
Now, maybe in late September if you get a sneaky cool day, but this will be the scene here the rest of the season. The game we had on Friday with the roof open, the first time that we've actually called a game here with the roof open. Coming here for the 3rd year. And Ozuna draws the walk. So Nelson issuing his 2nd walk, a 1-out walk. Jimmy's from Florida. He's from the Panhandle area near Walton Beach, from Niceville, Florida. Played his college ball at the University of Alabama. Although he was born in the Pacific Northwest, he is from this part of the country, at least the southeast region of the country. Brewers drafted him in the 2nd round in 2010. Jimmy's got a birthday coming up next week. He'll be 25. And he looks like he's got a great future ahead of him.
And a big man with a great arm. And the Brewers are very excited about this young man. You can just tell, the way he throws the baseball, throws a lot of confidence.
Echeverria hits that one sharply to center field. Gomez is over, and he makes the catch. Carlos got a great jump and made it look easy at the end. Echeverria put a charge into that one. 2nd out of the inning.
You get spoiled with Carlos Gomez out there because you kind of figure if it's going to stay in the ballpark, he's going to be able to make the catch. And he makes that one look easy. Going back on an angle. And he was out there actually waiting for it. Echeverria hit that one right on the nose.
2 outs. Here is Jeff Mathis, longtime Angel. Now the backup catcher here behind Saltalamacchia in Miami.
Off to a good start with a bat, not known as an offensive player.
Now both of the backup catchers in the game today, Maldonado and Mathis, swinging the bat pretty well. Mathis hitting .294 with a couple of homers and 4 runs batted in. Maldonado with 2 homers and 4 RBIs and hitting .290. You get production from your backup catcher offensively, that is a bonus.
And what that does when they're able to get hits, you allow your #1 catcher to get a complete off day. You don't have to have him come in and hit or play defense. Pinch hitting for your backup, that's really not an off day for your first string catcher. That's a tough spot though when you don't get a lot of playing time. Maldonado, Mathis both doing a pretty good job in limited opportunities. Maldonado's 10th start behind home plate this year.
2 balls and a strike on Mathis. Ozuna over at first, and that one's upstairs. Ball 3. Speaking of off days, you wonder how long Jonathan Lucroy is going to be able to continue on this stretch of games. He has played in all but 5 games this year. And this recent run over the last 2 weeks when Maldonado has caught, Lucroy has played first base.
Yes, Luke, playing first base is an off day.
Full count.
Much less taxing than being behind home plate. At least you don't get foul tips at first base.
Yeah.
Not blocking pitches. He'll be fine. Play a few games at first base. He'll be just fine out there.
Well, with Aramis Ramirez on the DL, Braun and Gomez in and out of the lineup with injuries, Lucroy's been the constant. Ozuna takes off, bouncing ball up the middle, a base hit. Ozuna on his way to third. So the Marlins' 8th place hitter continues to swing the bat well. He's aboard. But if nothing else, it'll clear the pitcher spot. You got a pretty good hitting pitcher coming up in Randy Wolf.
Yeah, he's not a sure out up there at the plate. You got to make your pitches. He hangs in there pretty good at the plate.
Randy Wolf, as a member of the Brewers one year, back in 2010, hit .247 for the season and had 4 doubles, had 5 RBIs that year. He can swing it. Nelson trying to find a strike zone here, and Kranitz has spotted something in his mechanics. He's on his way to the mound.
Seems like he might be rushing to the plate a little bit. When he misses, everything is missing up high in the strike zone. That means his arm dragging, maybe jumping at home plate. And Rick Kranitz going out there having a chat with him, just reminding him to stay back, relax, and take your normal delivery.
Well, Nelson is a sweater, as you can see. That uniform soaked through. He's okay with it. He grew up in the panhandle of Florida. He knows the heat and the humidity, but even with the roof closed, there's a lot of humidity in here, and you'll see Nelson constantly trying to keep his hand dry, keep his forearm dry. He'll go to the rosin quite a bit. And it's 2-0 on Wolf.
Big guys sweat more than little guys. You know?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm speaking from experience.
I shook Jimmy's hand yesterday after his workout in the outfield and had to go take a shower. He squished me. 3-0 on the pitcher. That's a guy you don't want to have to face here in this inning. First and third, 2 outs. Might see Randy Wolf take another one.
Yeah, why not?
Full count. Now Mathis over at first will get a head start. Payoff pitch coming, and Wolf pops it up in the infield. Ricky Weeks will make the play, and Jimmy Nelson with 2 scoreless on the board. To the third we go. It's 5-0 Brew Crew. Is brought to you by Piggly Wiggly, the official supermarket of Fox Sports Wisconsin. By Marshfield Clinic, don't just live, shine. And by First Supply, with 115 years of service and 28 locations, professional contractors choose First Supply. That's over there in Bill Schroeder territory. How about those yachts? I'm surprised they even let our camera down that strip. I see these boats. It reminds me of Bob Uecker, and we'll be glad to see him tomorrow. Bob is going to return to Brewers Radio tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, Hambone, Darrell Hammond's done a nice job, but not quite the same being on the road without Ueck. Hope he's doing well back in Milwaukee. See you tomorrow, bud.
Ueck's probably on the boat right now. Here we go to the third inning. 5-0 our score. The Brewers have the lead. Reynolds leads off. Opening changeup from Randy Wolf. Reynolds walked in the first. The Brewers scored 3 in the first. Reynolds was the 5th consecutive base runner in that first inning. 4 hits and that walk. 2 more runs coming in the second inning. 2 errors behind Randy Wolf so far today. Yelich has 1. Echeverria, the shortstop, the other. Reynolds bounces to McGee. And the first out. Back to our Carsoup.com trivia question. The only 2 MLB divisions Randy Wolf has not played for. That would be the AL West and the AL Central. He enters into the National League East. Remember, he spent some time with the Phillies, now with the Marlins. He was in Baltimore in 2012 after his days as a Brewer ended. Pitched for the Padres and the Astros. He's had a nice career. Randy Wolf has endured 2 Tommy John surgeries. He has made over $68 million in his career, and he's still pitching at age 37.
Yeah. You know, $68 million is kind of mind-numbing. You know, it's like, you know, you hear these contracts, guys signing for $200 million. I mean, you consider, you look at $68 million, that's pretty good. I mean, all right. Think about how much money that is.
Oh my gosh.
Goodness gracious.
Good work if you can get it.
Yes, sir. He's got a career record over 500 for Randy Wolf. I mean, how many active pitchers that have been around as long as he has can say that? Been a good pitcher.
Chris Davis with a big swing. Evens the count at 2-2. Now Randy Wolf has 132 wins in his career, and he is fourth among active left-handed pitchers. He is behind CC Sabathia, who has over 200 wins, Mark Burley, and Cliff Lee, and then Randy Wolf. Yeah. Among active pitchers.
Almost 1,800 strikeouts in his career. And yeah, I mean, he's had a terrific career, and he's always been able to keep his nose clean. Really hadn't been involved in any controversy. Those are the guys you root for.
Full count, and it's fouled back. One thing you can say about Randy Wolf, which I think why we respect him so much, and players around the league respect him, he is a man of principle, and this contract situation with the Mariners at the beginning of the year proved that. I mean, he could have made a big league roster with the Mariners. They wanted him to sign what they call an advance consent release that would not have guaranteed his contract, and he said, you know, if you don't believe in me, I'll just try somewhere else. Davis sends that one deep right field. That ball is way back. Stanton can't get there. Off the wall. Davis around second. He'll stop there with a double, and that had some serious depth to it.
Hit that one to a pretty deep part of this ballpark. At 392 out there in the right center field gap, and this young man has got so much power to the opposite field, and you just figure at some point he's going to trust his hands and keep going in that direction. Just a home run by about 5 feet. And Davis with a 1-out double to the opposite field. Boy, you love to see him do that.
Just don't see many right-handed batters go in that direction. That ball's hit about 400 feet. I think it's 392 to the spot on the wall where that landed. There are only a handful of players in the game that can hit the ball 400 feet to the opposite field. That is way back there.
Brewers have a few of them. Braun can do it. Gomez can do it. Davis, you know, when Davis gets into trouble at the plate, he's always thinking about pulling the baseball. That was actually a pitch that was middle in, pulled the hands in, and just a tremendous power to right field.
Ball and a strike on Maldonado. Just getting back to Randy Wolf, though, you know, one of the more impressive gambles that he took, I thought, he had a huge offer from the Astros. Remember that, Rock?
Yeah.
He
28 million bucks, 3 years.
He was coming off Tommy John surgery, and the Astros made him a significant offer, but he turned it down and signed a 1-year deal. He took a flyer that he was going to be able to pitch well enough to earn another big contract. And he did. He earned a 3-year, $30 million deal with the Brewers after coming back. The guy believes in himself. He believes in his work ethic. He says he's in the best shape of his life. Even at 37, he's had 17 months of rehab to get his body back together. I give him credit. Yeah. He has put himself out there on a number of occasions, and he's usually come out positive on the other end. Maldonado back up the middle and a base hit. Davis around third. He'll score easily, and the Brewers keep pouring it on. 6-0.
You wonder how long the Marlins are going to allow Randy Wolf to stay out there. They had activity in that bullpen. Kevin Slowey warming up. There's the problem that he's had. He's been throwing a curveball, but he's leaving it up in the strike zone for strikes. He's dropped a few down in the zone in the dirt, but the Brewers, every time it seems like he makes a mistake, are able to find a base hit, driving a run. The Brewers are now 5 for 9 with runners in scoring position, putting some good at bats against Wolf.
6 runs on 8 hits as Nelson bunts one foul. Nelson a strikeout victim, the lone strikeout for Randy Wolf today. 6 runs on 8 hits. runs in there.
Hey, you see 6 runs on 8 hits, you figure there's some home runs in there, but nope. Brewers picking up hits when they need them most with men in scoring position today.
A couple of errors too. 4 of the 6 runs are earned as Nelson gets a bunt down. Wolf going to second base, out there, and the Marlins turn it. So Randy Wolf gets out of the inning, but the Brewers add another tally to the board. It's 6-0 Crew. Nothing lead. Rock, you talked about Jimmy Nelson pairing up his fastball and his slider. That really showed up in an at-bat against Giancarlo Stanton earlier in this game.
And the key to being effective in your delivery and being effective in getting outs is the same delivery but different pitches coming out of the same arm slot. There it is right here. You're going to see a pitch coming down and in on Stanton, and then you're going to see a slider going away. Same release point. 2 different pitches, and that makes it very difficult for a hitter to pick up what you're throwing.
Well, that's a great look at it as you lay one image on top of the other. And the fastball that was on the corner set up the slider that ended up as the strikeout. He put it in the same spot, but the break away from the batter got Stanton to chase that pitch.
If you change your arm angle, you change the position of your glove, you do anything different on one pitch to the next, and hitters are going to pick that up, and you're going to get your brains beat in. Jimmy Nelson with such good velocity and such electric stuff with his slider, able to keep that consistent delivery on both different pitches.
Well, it's so easy to sit back or sit up in where we sit and say, well, how does Stanton swing at a pitch like that? It's so far out of the strike zone. But that was a great look. That was in the exact spot of the previous fastball. So good stuff. Nelson deals strike 1 to Christian Yelich. Marlins are back at the top of their order. Jimmy had a couple of base runners on last inning, but he had the pitcher at the plate. And even though he fell behind 3-0, he came back to get Randy Wolf. He has walked 2. He's given up a single. And that 1 strikeout to Stanton that we just showed you.
He just throw a changeup. I mean, starting to feel a little bit more comfortable out on the mound and mixing in the changeup. Changeup at about 85 miles an hour. The fastball in the low to mid 90s. Throwing a lot of pitches here today in the 3rd inning.
Two and 2. Now you would imagine he's battling nerves here. He was not pleased with his start last year. There's a bouncer, backhanded Segura, got to hustle it over, and it's in time to get Yelich. Good strong throw by Segura, and one away for Nelson in the fourth, or the third, I should say. Time now for you to tweet us your photo using hashtag WisFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by AT&T. We are getting overpowered with animals in Brewer gear, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, you make a request and the people respond. It's starting to feel like there's going to be some kind of pet.
I prefer the domesticated animals myself.
Oh, okay. As opposed to the iguana we had yesterday.
Iguanas, alligators, that type of thing.
That iguana had to be a little bit domesticated, right? I mean, how many iguanas will sit there with a helmet on? A Brewers helmet.
Had a name, didn't it?
Niger.
Yeah. Well,
That was the
I guess it
iguana's
is
name.
domesticated. The ones I ran into in the park did not have names.
Those are hired iguanas by the hotel, by the way, just for effect. Fly ball to right. Pretty well hit. Dietrich looking up, and it is a foul ball. Certainly had the distance, but just missed the foul pole. And the count is 0-2.
Not a very good 0-2 pitch right there from Jimmy Nelson. Clearly hooking foul.
Dietrich walked his last time up, one of the two Nelson walks. And he didn't chase the high fastball.
Throw that breaking pitch on 0-2 or 1-2. You want to spike it in the dirt. He left it up, and Dietrich nearly hit it out of here.
And a called strike three. Backdoor breaking ball from Nelson. Dietrich is gone. 2 outs in the inning.
And Maldonado before this pitch was actually tapping the dirt, saying I want it down in the dirt, but he hung it and left it right on the outside part of the plate. You see him saying I want it in the dirt, but didn't even come close. Able to catch the outer half with it.
Here's Stanton now, and there's a hanging breaking ball in there for a strike. You don't want to see too many of those, especially with this guy. Maldonado setting up outside, and a swing and a foul.
Leaving it up, isn't he?
Now remember, Stanton has the memory of his last at bat with the outside corner fastball, the sharp slider away. Pretty good numbers there by Nelson. The 0-2 pitch. Another one hangs up there.
Just can't get it down in the strike zone no matter what Maldonado tries to do. Did you see where he put his glove almost in the dirt off the outside corner, and he hung it inside? That's just a sign of a guy a little bit anxious and overthrowing it.
Going back to it. Best one he's thrown was against Stanton earlier, and the foul. I think he missed a sign there. That was Maldonado put 2 down, but a fastball that sails to the screen.
Yep, I agree.
That expression tells it all.
Rick Kradis doesn't have very good poker face, does he?
That's his face for something good's about to happen. 2-2 on the way. Oh, just missed. Good pitch.
I think that was his face thinking, what was that? I'm still trying to figure out what that was. Well, this pitch pretty good, though.
Got him again. Struck him out on the slider. That'll make the pitching coach smile. 6-0 Brewers. Stanton strikes out for the second time. Park. We saw that gentleman the other day on Cuban Heritage Day, and he was having a great time. How about the Felco All-Star voting update? These are the Brewers you can vote for, and you can do it right now at Brewers.com. Vote early, vote often. Gomez certainly has a shot to go. Lucroy, you figure Segura with a little flurry here. I'll tell you, even Mark Reynolds, if you think about Reynolds as a third baseman, even though he is officially listed as a first baseman, you know, Mark Reynolds leads all National League third basemen in home run.
Yeah.
So
11 homers, hit 2 of them here on Friday night.
Tell you what, with a good month of June, could see him there. Segura leads off, fly ball right center, and Ozuna will call and make a catch. Segura is out. He's 0 for 3 today.
Yeah, Brewers has some pitchers that certainly have an opportunity to go. K-Rod, and how about Will Smith? I mean, is there a left-hander out of the bullpen any better than Will Smith? There has been precedent set for setup men to go to the All-Star game. Kyle Loesch. Willie having a nice season.
Well, there's some certainly, you know, you think about Johnny Venters with the Braves, and I remember the Cubs had Carlos Marmol go to the All-Star game as a setup man. You can't be any more dominant than Will Smith. I mean, he's been lights out. He's emerged in that setup role. He did give up the hit the other day to Doman, but I think we can put an asterisk on that outing.
Right.
With 0 warm-up pitches in the bullpen. Braun hits it hard, a base hit. Looked like it glanced off the glove of Echeverria. And now Braun has a single to go along with a double and a triple. He's a home run away from the cycle.
And that ball was hit so hard it looked like it knuckled. I mean, I think he hit it. That ball is flat on one side. And Randy Wolf is having a difficult time with Braun today. Fastball, this time middle in, and that ball actually looked like it had a hook to it somehow. Just hit a rocket over the head of Echeverria.
3 hits for Braun. His average up over 300 now. He's hitting 305. Lucroy with 2 hits today is hitting 331. And if play ended right now, Lucroy would be 4th in the league in batting. Troy Tulowitzki's the league leader, hitting 382. Yasiel Puig, Chase Utley, and then Lucroy. Lucroy with 2 doubles. The Brewers have hit 23 doubles this road trip, Rock. So a third of their doubles for the season have come in this 10-game stretch. And Lucroy has 8 of them.
Well, they play in a couple of very big ballparks. Atlanta here, good doubles parks. Talk about extra base hit power and power in a lineup. It's not just home runs, doubles, triples. Speaking of power and speed, there he is, Carlos Gomez, the poster child for that.
Gomez is among National League leaders in doubles this year. He's the team leader. Brewers got 3 in the first, 2 in the second, added 1 in the third. Randy Wolf has allowed 6 runs on 9 Brewer hits. 4 of the runs are earned. 2 Marlins errors behind him, both led to runs. The kind of day the Brewers have been looking for. They had a big lead on Friday night. They actually led 9-2 going into the bottom of the 7th. And it felt like one of those days you were going to be able to give your bullpen a breather. But then the Marlins scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th. Renicky was forced to use Will Smith, but he was able to finish the game with Rob Wooten.
There's still a 4-run cushion, somewhat unusual for the Brewers this year. Most of their games 1-2-run victories. Felt like a blowout with a 4-run lead. That's as close as the Brewers have been able to come lately.
Well, you couldn't have asked for a better start today with a young pitcher on the mound who is making his first big league start of the season and just his second of his career. That'll help a young pitcher relax quickly. Nelson is through 3 innings of shutout ball as Lucroy strikes out.
Best curveball of the day for Randy Wolf. Able to get that one down in his zone. And has had a tough time in doing that today.
Second strikeout for Randy Wolf. That'll bring up Carlos Gomez. Check the Powerball home run leaderboard. Mark Reynolds now at the top of the heap. He's hit 3 on this road trip, had 2 on Friday night in game 1 of this series, and 11 for the year. Gomez is having another great season. It really started during the 2012 season, the second half of 2012. And then he carried it over. Remember, at the All-Star break in 2012, Carlos Gomez was not an everyday player. Kind of in a platoon, back and forth. In 11, he and Nyjer Morgan were in that platoon. But what he did in the second half of 2012 earned him a contract last year, a multi-year deal, and I think most agree that's what settled him down, helped him relax once he had his family taken care of, and then he had a monster year last year.
Yeah, based on what he had done so far with the Brewers, everybody kind of surprised that the Brewers gave him that 3-year contract. That was the best thing that ever happened to Carlos and the Brewers. He relaxed in spring training, and the results have been outstanding ever since.
Yeah, it's easy to pull up. Just do a search on, those quote-unquote experts who were shredding Doug Melvin and the Brewers organization for signing Gomez to that kind of deal. But if you put it in context, remember Michael Bourne had signed a deal, a 4-year, $40 million contract with the Indians, and the Brewers felt like Gomez could be that kind of player, and he is. Perfectly positioned. Gomez is out. Stanton covered the gap. Inning over. Scoreless inning for Randy Wolf. The club enjoying this one so far. 6-0 Milwaukee as we head to the bottom of the 4th. And as promised earlier in the broadcast, we have the AT&T fan photo of the game. And it's from Leanne. There you go, Rock. Domesticated animal with some Brewer swag. Just what you were asking for. Send us your photos. Make sure you use the hashtag #WisFanPhoto. And it's all brought to you by AT&T. Is it me or are dogs getting smaller? I mean, there's really tiny dogs that are like closer to rats than dogs.
I've got one.
Well, but you got a dachshund, right? So
yeah, miniature dachshund.
I've seen the little ones in that breed. How is Otis doing, by the way?
I think they're easy to deal with. I mean, you know, little dogs. I mean, if you travel a lot, you throw them on your lap. 5 hours later, they jump out of the car and everything's fine. Otis getting up there in age.
Yeah,
he is going to be 13 in October.
Casey McGee leads off as Nelson throws one to the screen again.
There's a lot of eating, a lot of laying around.
Yeah. His legs aren't getting any shorter, but he seems to be getting closer to the ground.
The stomach is getting a little bit lower, yeah.
Otis. Legend. Jonathan Lucroy might have spotted something here. He's on his way over. That's the nice part about having two catchers playing in the field together. Lucroy, the everyday catcher, getting to start at first today. You think Maldonado was offended by that?
Not at all. Saved him a trip to the mound. Yeah, just go out there and just tell them to take it easy. You know, no walks. You're up by 6. You know, simple stuff like that is not rocket science.
There's a good one. Well, he's got a big lead. He's only given up 1 hit. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the 3rd inning. Nelson has 3 Ks to go along with his 2 walks. And he zips that one in for a strike. We'll call it effectively wild so far.
Got a lot of movement with his fastball, that's for sure. Sometimes a little bit too much movement.
See what he does here with McGee. 3-2. Fastball popped up. Chase ball 4. And Weeks will make the call. 1 gone.
Yeah, popped him up twice now. Casey McGee on 3-2 pitches. That's how lively that fastball is. I mean, it looks like a pretty good pitch to hit until it gets to the hitting zone. And then with that late movement, gets in on the hands.
Garrett Jones with 1 away. For a long time, Garrett Jones was stuck behind Justin Morneau in the Twins organization. Felt like he was going to rot in AAA waiting for his chance. And finally got his chance when the Twins moved him to the Pirates. And that's where he, at a late age in his late 20s, kind of burst onto the scene a little bit as a major power threat.
Very good against right-handed pitching. Struggles a bit against lefties. At least he did, you know, he's in a platoon over in Pittsburgh. Played some right field. Let's keep his bat in the lineup.
And as if he wasn't haunted by Justin Morneau enough, the year that the Pirates make it to the postseason, they go make a trade for Justin Morneau, who was their first baseman in the playoffs after Jones had put in 5 good years in Pittsburgh. Had some big home run years. He had 27 home runs in 2012. 3 times as a Pirate hit at least 20 homers, and that's saying something in that ballpark.
Yes, it is.
Baseball can be a cruel game. I thought the Pirates did a good job, though. I mean, they made a couple moves they had to make. They got Morneau, and they acquired Marlon Byrd as they were headed to the postseason.
A couple of veteran guys that have been through the postseason. I'm talking about Garrett Jones and his splits, right-handers and left-handers. Against left-handed pitching, he's hitting under 200. Against right-handers, he's over 300, which is why he's normally in a platoon.
Jones did get a couple of postseason at-bats in the NLDS against the Cardinals. As he swings and misses. Wow, wipeout breaking ball by Jimmy Nelson.
What a great slider that is. Throwing a lot of pitches. Once again, a full count. And this time Jones over the top of a pretty good breaking pitch. Hey, today's time of the game winner, Tina's S&R Mirage in Wausau. If they call the Brewers in the next 24 hours, they get 40 Miller Lite beer pen tickets to a Brewers home game in 2014. It's offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite. Hi! This is definitely Miller Lite weather. No?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I just wondered.
I mean, maybe with an apostrophe S on the end. Unable to check his swing, Ozuna. And it's 0-2. Can't wait to get back to Miller Park tomorrow.
That's an understatement.
10-day road trip.
10 days on the road.
Longest road trip of the year coming to an end today. Hot one over to Reynolds. Nice and easy on a hop. And Ozuna, who runs well, is just out. So Jimmy Nelson dialed in. He's retired 7 in a row, working on a shutout.
Nelson and the Brewers as we move to the top of the 5th. Crew up 6-0 over the Marlins. Time to check in with the crew in the community. Beyond the Diamond is a series of community outreach events that will take place each month during the season, all of which involve partnering with Brewers Community Foundation, players and coaches, Brewer wives, alumni, and team personnel working in the community. The community events will be funded in part by Brewers Community Foundation and focus on the areas of health, education, recreation, and basic needs. B.A.?
All right, Telly, thanks. And here we go to the 5th inning as Randy Wolf is back on the mound. Ricky Weeks will lead off. Mark Reynolds due up next, and then Chris Davis. 6 runs, 4 earned against Weeks, or rather against Wolf through the first 4 innings. Jimmy Nelson, Rock, has 4 Ks, has retired 7 in a row, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, and he's only given up 1 single.
Yeah, that slider, I mean, that is a nasty breaking pitch for Jimmy Nelson. He's able to get right-handers to swing and miss, and lefties. Saw Garrett Jones swing over the top of it. A late breaking slider. Well, you know now why the Brewers are so high on this young man, Jimmy Nelson.
Now the Brewers are raving about their minor league pitching. Mike Fiers is having a great year as well in AAA. Taylor Youngman, by the way, was promoted to AAA Nashville to replace Jimmy Nelson on their roster there. Youngman, a former first rounder, and he's having a good year in Double-A. Jed Bradley's off to a great start, a former first rounder. He's in A-ball. That's what you need if you're going to be successful for a while. You got to have minor league pitching, guys who can come up and have success.
And hopefully you're able to keep him down there in the minor leagues all year. And because the Brewers' rotation has been so good so far this year.
Now Mark Reynolds, Powerball home run count now at 11. The grand slam in Atlanta was the big one. The lone win for the Brewers in that series. And then he came here on Friday night and hit 2 home runs.
A couple of 2-run shots.
His 20th career multi-home run game. He's looking forward to matching up against his old mates in Baltimore. Brewers Orioles starting tomorrow at Miller Park. Memorial Day start time, an afternoon affair. First pitch is at 1:10. We'll be on the air at 12:30. I believe the Brewers are going to be sporting the Memorial Day camo hats. And our way of, in a small way, of saluting our military members and those who lost their lives serving our great country. Memorial Day tomorrow, and hope you're having a great Memorial Day weekend. Miller Park situated right next to the Veterans Hospital, so there's a great connection in Milwaukee.
And Major League Baseball does a nice job each and every day in just about every ballpark honor a local military man or woman and it has served overseas, and it's a great thing. It's one of my favorite days.
3 balls and a strike. Reynolds out in front.
We're starting to get it together a little bit now. Keeping the curveball down, change up with some pretty good movement on it. Very mentally tough pitcher out there, Randy Wolf. I mean, there's been times when he was with the Brewers, he gave up a bunch of runs. A lot of guys that probably asked to go out or get taken out, but he's going to suck up the innings for his team. He's that kind of guy. He's not a selfish player.
Another 3-2 pitch coming to Reynolds. And he lifts it in the air. Lazy fly ball to Stanton. Reynolds is out. 2 up, 2 down for Randy Wolf in the 5th. By the way, the Orioles are at home today. They are hosting the Indians. And that game's in the top of the 4th. It is 2-2. All tied up. I was interested to see that Manny Machado is in the lineup today. He had been out. He's been dealing with a groin issue.
J.J. Hardy comes back to Miller Park.
That's a good ball club in Baltimore. They're off to a bit of a sluggish start, but not a whole lot going on in the American League East. Nobody's really playing all that well. Toronto is 6 games over. They're in first, and then they got the Yankees and the Orioles. Orioles are a game over 500. Yankees are 2 over.
I hate to give you the bad news, but Chris Davis with the Orioles on paternity leave.
Oh, no.
On paternity leave until Tuesday. So you're going to have to wait till Tuesday to have your fun.
We have been building so many graphics with their Chris Davis and this Chris Davis. I mean, it was going to be a Chris Davis fest tomorrow.
Nope, Tuesday.
Congratulations to the Orioles, Chris Davis. Birth of a child.
Crushing blow for you, isn't it?
It is, and that's his nickname, by the way. Crush Davis. You don't get the same names in the same ballpark very often, but we're gonna have it again in Tampa when we go to Tampa.
Okay.
The Rays analyst, the Bill Schroeder of the Tampa Bay Rays, is Brian Anderson. So we got a lot of graphics.
It's going to be very confusing.
As Davis strikes out, and the inning is over, and Randy Wolf with his best inning, 3 up and 3 down. Nelson working on a shutout through the first 4 innings. This Memorial Day, Fox Sports is honored to salute our troops. First, the Brewers return home to take on the Orioles. Coverage begins with Brewers Live at 12:30. And then over on Fox Sports 1 at 7 p.m., the Army's elite compete with each other and push themselves to the limit in the Best Ranger competition. And then it's Fox Night live from Fort Bliss, Texas, out there in West Texas. That starts at 8 p.m. Your son Billy is in the Army.
Yeah.
You got a chance to get him involved in the elite, the Best Ranger competition?
He's not a Ranger. He wants to go to Ranger school at some point, but he's not a Ranger. That's a Ranger competition.
Oh, not a Texas Ranger. I get it. It's the Army Rangers. I was just reading the card. I beg your pardon.
It's the Army's version of the Navy SEALs.
Right.
Okay.
Those are the elite. I get it all now. There's a bunt and safe. Echeverria bunts his way on.
Now they got to do something to get something going off this big right-hander out there, Jimmy Nelson. Pretty good bunt by Echeverria, and he can run. Took Nelson a while to bounce off that mound. Winds up a little bit, and that right there cost him the out. Had to pick it up and throw it right away. He took a crow hop.
Marlins lead the majors in infield hits. As Echeverria, a bunt single out of the 7th spot in the order. Here's the 8th place hitter, Jeff Mathis. And a bouncing ball up the middle, the same exact location of his last hit. Well, the Marlins with 2 on to start this 5th inning, getting production from the bottom of their order.
And Mathis, the only one that has figured him out. Hey, for just $20, join Crew HD and receive a Brewers Terrace Reserve ticket to the May 30th through July 10th game. One Harley-Davidson Museum adult admission ticket and either a poker chip or a can koozie. Visit brewers.com/HD Museum for details.
Well, Jeff Baker is going to pinch hit early today. He comes in the 5th inning. It'll finish the day of Randy Wolf with 5 innings, 6 runs, 4 earned. Baker, the Brewer killer, back at it. Takes strike 1. Baker has been great off the bench for the Marlins. He's had 2 hits in this series against Milwaukee. He's hitting .412 with runners in scoring position this year.
Yeah, that's a tough pitch. Even when it's up in the strike zone, it's such a sweeping breaking pitch and a very late break to it. That's why the Marlins have had such a difficult time with it.
Jeff Baker is a lifetime .380 hitter against Milwaukee. The highest batting average against any opponent. And the Brewers have seen a lot of him.
Yeah, that's probably why he's seen a lot of the Brewers pitching staff. Hadn't seen Jimmy Nelson though.
Baker, a former Chicago Cub, went to the Cubs from the Rockies. 2 on, nobody out, and a swing and a miss ate him up with a fastball. Nelson strikes out Baker, the pinch hitter, for the first out.
Back-to-back sliders, and then he goes up the ladder on him with the fastball, and Brewers able to finally get out Jeff Baker.
First time he's been retired in this series off the bench. Top of the order here is Yelich. Nelson's had a few mechanical problems, but he's been able to do the quick fix. And he has 5 strikeouts now. Take a look at his motion.
Pretty much, over the top. He fires off with that back leg, and that arm pronates, and has been able to stay relatively healthy throughout his Brewers career. You hope that continues.
Phantom Cam never ceases to amaze me. You see things you've never seen before. Did you see all the sweat come off of his arm at the point of release?
No, I didn't. No.
It was unbelievable. They'll show it to you again, Rock. Sit tight. We've had a lot of fun with that camera the last couple of years. Yelich slices one foul. Check this out. Now look at the sweat come off the arm, right? As he whips it through. Zip.
There it is. Yep, I see it.
He sees it.
All right. All right.
He sees it.
Moving on.
Your glasses aren't fogged up?
No. Hey, we're in a pregame show. That's why I had to take them off. I could barely see out of my left eye.
Funny. 2-1 pitch. Outside and high.
You know, guys that sweat don't get excited about seeing other people sweat.
See, one of your own kind out there, right?
Yeah, it's not that big a deal.
Rock had a Jimmy Nelson lather going in just for the open. He wasn't even actually involved in any physical activity.
No, sport coat, tie.
On a sultry Sunday in Miami, right? Yelich draws a walk, and now the bases are loaded. And now you got to tighten the screws a little bit. Marlins are one swing of the bat away from making this a ball game again. So 2 hits and a walk in this inning. It's the best threat the Marlins have had to score.
Yeah, but it all started with that bunt single by Hechavarria to lead it off. That's why you drop down a bunt down 6-0. Just get Nelson out of the stretch. He's been kind of cruising along there for a while, and with 1 out, the bases are now loaded. We got the tough part of this order coming up.
Well, Rick Kranitz having a chat with Maldonado and Nelson, talking strategy here. Derek Dietrich hit a long foul ball, had home run distance in his last at bat. Nelson struck him out. Echeverria bunt single, clean single up the middle by Mathis, and then a walk to Yelich has him loaded. Giancarlo Stanton is on deck. Big spot for Jimmy Nelson. He has some runs to work with here. He's up 6-0. Started him with a breaking ball.
Seems like he's had better command of the breaking ball today than he has with his fastball. That's not something you see very often.
And puts a fastball by him. So much movement on that fastball.
Got away with one down the middle.
That's a big bat looming in the on-deck circle. Brewers are set up to turn 2. Dietrich has good speed. You'd have to hit it right at an infielder. That would get Nelson out of the inning. No balls, 2 strikes. And a breaking ball got him. Nelson strikes him out. Spins one in at the top of the strike zone, and a huge K for Jimmy Nelson.
That pitch breaks so much. It looked like it started off the outside corner. Dietrich gave up on it and pretty much split the plate right in half. Coming up big is Jimmy Nelson in that at bat. Wow. Watch where it starts, if you can see it. And then here it comes right down the middle of the plate. Dietrich might have thought he was going to waste one.
Now Giancarlo Stanton, first ball swinging, popped him up. Ricky Weeks is under it. And Jimmy Nelson coming up big when it counts. He strands the bases loaded, still working on a shutout through 5. Ron Renicky. Boy, what a job he gets out of a mess in the 5th inning. Bases loaded. It is 6-0, but one swing of the bat could have changed the game. Nelson strikes out Dietrich and gets Stanton going pitch by pitch with the Marlins second baseman.
Yeah, 4 pitches to get out of that bases loaded jam. 3 of them sliders. Here's an 0-2 slider right down the middle, and Giancarlo Stanton, after striking out a couple of times, decides I better swing at the first pitch here, and that's the Jeff Baker strikeout. But the slider to get Stanton was a pretty good pitch that he was out in front on.
So Kevin Slowey will be the new Miami hurler. Randy Wolf was pinch hit for. Jimmy Nelson struck out Baker with 2 on and nobody out, and then that bases loaded strikeout of Dietrich. And then Giancarlo Stanton, you make a good point, because Stanton had struck out in 5 consecutive at-bats, or in 5 at-bats in the last 2 days. You know he's up there to hack.
Yeah, he doesn't want to strike out. He goes after the first pitch, pops it up, and 4 pitches, Jimmy Nelson able to get out of that mess. And again, he's got better command, is Nelson, with his breaking pitch. Better command of that than his fastball.
Nice play. Echeverria taking care of Maldonado for the first out.
How many young pitchers can you say that about? I guess if you're going to struggle with one, the fastball is the one to struggle with, because that slider is tough, particularly on right-handed hitters.
Well, you got the top of the order coming up next, and Jimmy Nelson's going to be allowed to hit here, which gives you the idea that he will go back out to the mound, maybe one more inning. His pitch count is pushing near 100, but he's been about that range all year in AAA.
He's probably feeling a little extra strong today, because he was supposed to pitch on Friday down in the minor leagues. Last pitch last Sunday against Oklahoma City, and so he's had a couple of extra days to get ready for this start. Still looking for that first hit. This is it. It's coming up.
Well, he's going to have to do it here. This is your call, and this is going to be his final at bat. So there's a little pressure on you and him. Ooh, that was a good swing.
That was.
That could have been it. I think his moment is past now. Never had a hit as a pro. Minor leagues or major leagues. Might as well make your first hit in the big leagues. The 1-2. Count stays the same. Big Jimmy Nelson, 6'6". University of Alabama product. And down he goes. Maybe next time, Rock.
And next start. Yep. Hey, Brewers pitchers look to silence the bats of sluggers J.J. Hardy, Adam Jones, and the rest of the Orioles. As tomorrow through Wednesday, as the Brew Crew collides with the beasts of the American League East. For tickets, call 414-902-4000 or visit Brewers.com. I took out Chris Davis because he's not going to be there tomorrow.
Oh, okay. You did some editing and you still left Beast of the American League East in there.
I like that. Yeah, beasts.
I mean, if you're going to edit, you might as well go all the way in.
And get rid of that, you think? I get in trouble for editing too much.
Cigarettes, swings and misses.
They want me to read them as is.
I mean, I'm looking at the records in the East, and I'm not sure I'm buying that right now. Now, maybe in the past that would apply. Toronto's on a hot streak, aren't they?
I guess you're not a beast if you're one game over 500.
That's kind of where I'm going.
Is that what you're saying? I get it.
But it's early.
You should tell somebody else that, not me. I got to read what it's on the card.
It's your best year reading promos, though. I mean, you're having your best season in your 20th season in the booth. This is the #1.
I told you why. It happened while you were gone.
So the Matt LePay influence.
I mean, he's nobody better.
He's really smooth.
I mean, I've been around a long time. I've never heard anybody faster, smoother, enunciates better than he does. I was inspired. I got to be honest.
Me and Askersion and Darren Sutton all with pouty faces now. Thanks a lot. Jim Paschke. There's a bouncer to short. Echeverria makes a play to get Segura 2 outs, or rather 3 outs. 3 up, 3 down for Slowey in the 6th. Brought to you by Toyota. Ryan Braun has a chance at the cycle today. Had a double in the first, triple in an RBI in the second. Then he singled his last time up. Braun set to lead off the 7th inning. Brewers getting 6 runs on the board for Jimmy Nelson. Nelson, 24 years of age, making his first start of the season. He's been down in AAA dominating. And he has done the same here in the big leagues. He's been in a little bit of trouble, but has been able to get out of it. Just 3 hits allowed. Has 6 strikeouts through the first 5 innings. And Reneke's going to try to get one more frame out of the big right-hander.
And he's done a pretty good job against the top of this order. All 3 hits have come from the 7-8 hitters for the Marlins today.
And 2 by catcher Jeff Mathis as McGee chases a breaking ball. A slider has been top notch here today. McGee's 0 for 2. There's a breaking ball off the end of the bat. Segura got a long way to go. Over the shoulder he goes, and he's got it. Segura makes it look easy. And Casey McGee is retired. He's 0 for 3 today.
And not too many better at getting that first quick step going back. You know, with his back to the infield and over the shoulder catch. See him do that time and time again. Very rarely does he drop him. Takes a good angle, never takes his eye off the baseball, and makes it look easy.
Nelson had got McGee on the first 2 at-bats to pop up with fastballs. Back-to-back breaking balls. And gets him in the air again. Garrett Jones takes a ball. Jones is 0 for 2. Nelson struck him out in the 4th. High fastball in the air. Segura gives way to Davis. Out number 2. One thing you hear about Jimmy Nelson, and everybody talks about his stuff when you talk to those who have been with him through the minor leagues and know him, and his stuff jumps out, but they talk about his moxie. This guy's got some serious competitiveness, and they love the fact he's got a little mean in him, a little meanness when he's on the mound, which you like.
Why wouldn't you with stuff like he's got? Man, been impressive.
He was itching for the chance to come back to the big leagues. He did not like the way His start win against the Mets, second to last day of the season last year. After he made 3 relief appearances, it was his first big league start, and he felt like he failed. I mean, that's the kind of guy he is.
1 run in 5 innings.
Right.
Okay.
He has high expectations, and so he was anxious to leave a better impression. But the Brewers love this guy. He's their top pitching prospect and a big part of their future if he stays healthy.
You know, and that competitiveness, that eye of the tiger, you know, you take those ornery pills. I mean, that's not something you can coach. You either have that or you don't. And Jimmy Nelson certainly appears to have it. He's not afraid to throw the ball over the plate. And when he gets the 2 strikes, look out. You know you're going to get a slider at some point. And nobody's been able to figure that pitch out today.
1-2. And a bouncing ball up the middle. Weeks ranging over. And the throw is late. Ozuna can really run. No chance to throw him out. And an infield hit for the Marlins. Their second of the game. They lead the big leagues in that category. They're averaging a little over an infield hit per game this year.
They have pretty good speed. You know, you look at this team statistics for the Marlins, and it's kind of a contradiction. They lead the National League in walks as an offense, but they also have the most strikeouts. So they're patient at the plate, but they swing and miss quite a bit. Those are 2 things that really don't usually go hand in hand. You have a good eye at the plate, you're going to probably not swing and miss a whole lot.
What do you figure? It's individual hitters that sway one way or the other. You have a lot of guys who do, you know, strike out a lot, and you've got a few guys, pocket of players that take pitches and draw their walks. I mean, Stanton's going to walk a lot anyway, just by the nature of who he is and the kind of threat he is at the plate. Casey McGee has a good eye.
Saltalamacchia struck out 50 times. Ozuna 45 times. Garrett Jones 49, so the list goes on and on. And Stanton 53, so they punch out a lot, but on the flip side of that, a lot of walks. I don't know. It's one of those things, you don't see this ball club enough to be able to have an opinion as to why that is.
They have some boppers in their lineup, no question. That's kind of the way they wanted to build it this year. Veteran guys, a presence in the clubhouse, culture change, they're calling it. And they've done that. They're off to a good start. I mean, they're right there. They're going to hit Memorial Day right in the picture of the National League East. Right now, Atlanta has a 2-game lead over the Marlins. Atlanta 6 over, Marlins 2 over, entering play today. So you get to one of the first markers of the season, Memorial Day, and you're in good shape. That ball's hit hard to center, going to get down, base hit. Gomez keeps Ozuna at second.
You wonder how long Ron Rennie's going to stick with Jimmy Nelson, able to get the first 2 outs relatively quickly. And as we say that, here comes Renicky. And he wants Rob Wooten.
Now Mathis has singled twice against Nelson. And that's going to be the end of the day for Jimmy Nelson, but a job well done. 5 2/3 innings. Pitching a little bit out of his routine. He was supposed to start at AAA on Friday, and he'll exit with no runs allowed at this point. We'll set up the new pitcher when we come back. 5 2/3 innings. Right now he is not allowed a run. Marlins with 5 hits. Nelson picks up 6 strikeouts in his 5 2/3. And his debut start in the big leagues this year. Has a chance to win in the major leagues for the first time. The Brewers have a 6-0 lead. And those are the numbers with 2 on and 2 out. And Rob Wooten is out of the bullpen.
And Ron Reddick all of a sudden getting a lot of confidence in Rob Wooten. He's been pretty good since being called up. Got sent down, got called back up. 10 appearances scoreless since the recall. That covers 9 1/3. Hits the final 3 outs, and the Brewers win on Friday.
Mathis with 2 hits today. Both have come back up the middle. Ground balls that have found center field. Got to be impressed with Jimmy Nelson today.
No doubt.
Young pitcher coming up, and I think it does bear mentioning again. You know, he's pitching out of his routine a little bit. He was supposed to start Friday. They had to shut him down for 2 extra days to make this start on Sunday for Gallardo. There's a bouncer. Should be easy enough for Mark Reynolds, and that will retire the side. So Rob Wooten makes it 5 2/3 scoreless for Nelson, who's in line for his first win. Wisconsin is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. And by Miller Lite, now in the original can, it's Miller time. South Beach on a Memorial Day weekend. Beautiful Sunday here in Miami. Jimmy Nelson's work is done. Terrific job. In line for his first big league win. The Brewers lead 6-0. Been swinging the bats well. None better than Ryan Braun, who steps in here with a chance at the cycle. He is a home run away from the cycle. At the plate, presented by Wendy's. First at bat was a double. He drove in a run with a triple in the second, and then he singled in the fourth. Brewers have not had a player hit for the cycle since George Kataris, Randy Wolf's best friend. That was back in 2011 versus Houston. Probably was a Randy Wolf start. I think he only caught with Randy Wolf.
Yeah, he was his personal catcher, right? Surprised that surprised George isn't with the Marlins now.
Stay tuned. George is actually with the Cleveland Indians with his old buddy Terry Francona. Matter of fact, earlier this month, Kataris had 2 home runs in his first 2 at-bats for the Indians. That's a good way to make a name for yourself with a new team.
There was a guy that was able to keep himself ready in limited opportunities. Always had a good eye at the plate, had some pop in that bat.
0-2 to Braun. Slowly misses away.
Good work if you can find it, you know, catching every 5 days. Making pretty good money. What's minimum now? About $500,000.
Now, Braun's been close on occasion. One of his greatest games was a couple of years ago in San Diego when he totaled 15 bases. He had 3 home runs in a game and had a triple. Braun had a 3-homer game earlier this year against the Phillies. 3 of his 7 home runs.
Doesn't seem like he's having much of a problem with that oblique strain today. Actually, Gomez too looks pretty good. Pain free with that back. Both good news. That's the kind of swing that will tweak that oblique. You know, out in front of the breaking pitch, down and away, and reaching for it.
Slowly pitching in his 2nd inning. And he misses low. 2-2 the count to Braun. I figure Braun will get another at bat as he leads off his 7th. Be close. The way the Brewers are swinging the bats. Of course, the Marlins could rip through the order, and this would be it for him.
A couple of base runners, yeah, they'll come up.
2-2. And Braun back up the middle, hit the glove of Slowey, slowed it down, and Braun is safe. Infield hit. Ryan Braun stretching it out. His 4th hit of the day.
Well, it's a hit for now. Let's see if Mike Redmond wants to come out. Bang bang plays ordinarily. Manager might come out. No sign of him. Slowey kind of knocked it down, slowed it down enough, but looked as though Dietrich took a little bit too much time with it, and he's clearly safe.
Now that double clutch by Dietrich cost him the out. The 4th hit for Braun. He's had 14 4-hit games in his career. That is a batting average booster, isn't it? Braun came in hitting .288. He is now hitting .310.
Early in the season, not a lot of at-bats. He's been in and out of the lineup this year. Well, that'll happen. It'll go up and down pretty quickly until you get about 150 at bats.
Lucroy, center field. Ozuna makes a play for the first out. Braun retreats. Lucroy's 2 out of 4 today.
And Braun now with 129 at bats.
At the quarter mark of the season. Carlos Gomez with 1 away. Looks like he's gone to new leg wear. Pant wear. I guess the skinny pants just didn't work today. Even though he had a base hit and an RBI and the stolen base.
I'm telling you, it's the weather.
You think it's too hot? Huh?
Those skin tight pants. I mean, nobody wants to be wearing that kind of thing in a weather like this.
Gomez is like taking us through the decades, you know. He started with the tight pants in the
70s, 80s.
Yeah, late 70s, 80s. Now we're back into the 50s. And a shot through, a base hit. So he has hits in both varieties of pants. He's 2 out of 4.
But I'm sure much more comfortable with this base hit. That sinker from Kevin Slowey in off the plate, and Gomez.
These are the old pants, Ron.
There's a breaking pitch with the skin tights.
It wasn't in chronological order, but we just wanted to give you the sense.
70s and 80s variety pants.
Right. It was.
You're really testing me today on a Sunday.
Normally it's your day off. I realize that, but
it's a day of rest. We're breaking down pants style base hits.
2 on for Ricky Weeks. That's the last day of the road trip, Rock. Figure since we're wearing ties on a Sunday in Miami that we would, bring the A game today.
Even the Marlins announcers are in golf shirts today. I think we're the only people in this ballpark with a coat and tie.
Absolutely we are.
I mean, maybe in the whole state.
There's no question.
Except for Ken Summerfield.
And he kind of has to. Like we do. Potential bow tie day tomorrow, isn't it?
No, well, I was gonna, but I have a camo tie that I'm gonna wear tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Memorial Day.
I thought you had a camo bow tie.
No, I don't. No, I got a red, white, and blue bow tie.
Ah.
But in honor of the military, it's going to be the ACU, the Army camo.
Good idea.
My son sent it to me, so I'm going to wear it. Last year, Mike Vasallo borrowed it from me on Memorial Day.
That's risky.
I'll break out the red, white, and blue bow tie on 4th of July.
Oh, I see. Two on, one out. And time was asked for and granted at the last moment. That can get scary with a pitch coming in there like that.
You better stay ready if you're up at the plate calling timeout.
Zach Duke. Looks like he'll have the 7th inning. Wooten got out of the 6th. Nelson 5 2/3. Excellent start today by young Jimmy Nelson. Ball and 2 strikes. Got him. All right, we'll just put a ribbon on it here, Rock.
I'm going to let you break this one down.
Carlos Gomez.
I'm at a loss.
I think he's a little faster to your theory on the left. Just slightly with the baggy pants. There you go.
Yeah, I mean,
your analysis has proven true once again.
Look how loose they are. I mean, they're comfortable.
He's smiling. Looked a little uptight in the tight pants.
You don't have the binding going on in the knees right there, and just free and easy.
Here's Reynolds. 2 outs in the inning, 2 on. That is Doug Eddings barking out the balls and strikes today.
Brewers looking to throw the haymaker right here on the Marlins. Another run or 2 and put this one on the board today. Marlins have been knocking at the door the last couple of innings, and the Brewers pitching has been able to keep them off the scoreboard. Left the bases loaded in the 5th.
And they've left 8 on.
And a hit here and there. This will be a close game.
I'll see if Reynolds can add to it. He's 0 for 2 with a walk today. Ball and 2 strikes. Slowey's done a nice job. Came in for Randy Wolf. Wolf actually finished by retiring his last 5 hitters. He gave up 6 runs, 4 earned in 5 innings in his first start in 2 years. 2nd inning for Slowey. 1 and 2 to Reynolds, and a bouncer to Echeverria. Off a knee the easy way. Side retired. Stretch time in Miami. We head to the home 7-6-0 Brew Crew. Memorial Day tomorrow. Hope you're enjoying your Memorial Day weekend wherever you are. The Brewers will be back home at Miller Park tomorrow. The Brewers and the Orioles tomorrow afternoon. Rob Wooten's going to stay here. He got out of the 6th inning, got the final out of that inning, retiring Mathis, so he'll continue. Solano will hit for the Marlins.
Well, you might see Wooten in for Solano and then a left-hander. You got a couple of left-handers coming up, Yelich and Dietrich. Zach Duke getting loose.
Donovan Solano pinch hitting for the Marlins. They've used 2 pinch hitters today. Little lazy fly ball. Gomez went back. Now got to hustle in to make the catch.
Of course, with a 6-run lead, why not let it ride, right? No reason to use the matchups. Up by 6. Renegade hoping that his team can breeze through this game today.
Trying to win a series for the first time on the road trip. Dropped 2 out of 3 to the Cubs. Lost 3 of 4 to the Braves. Chance to make it a 4-6 road trip with a win today.
With all the injuries and guys in and out of the lineup, I mean, could have been worse.
Heck yeah. Rarely did the Brewers have their horses all together. Aramis Ramirez, who's eligible to return from the DL tomorrow, is not going to make that date. He's been out with a hamstring injury. Probably see Ramirez either late on the next homestand or on the next road trip, which will start in Minnesota. And there will be the designated hitter in Minnesota, and that might make sense for Ramirez to return then. We'll see how far he can get during the homestand. He's been doing baseball drills. He's been running and throwing and swinging the bat. But you can't rush it. You have to make sure he's all the way back so he can remain healthy the rest of the year.
Yeah, but in the meantime, I think Mark Reynolds has filled in admirably. I mean, he's been pretty good driving in runs, hitting homers. Make sure he's ready to go.
Yelich bounces one to Weeks. 2 outs for Whoop. I think you start looking at the bench a little bit, and instead of Mark Reynolds being available to pinch hit in a close game late with Ramirez healthy. With Ramirez starting, you're looking at guys like Elian Herrera. No offense to Elian Herrera, but you'd like a little threat coming off the bench, a power threat like Reynolds or Overbay.
Somebody can knock the ball out of the ballpark,
yeah.
Right? Yep.
Only strengthens your bench. Reynolds has done a great job. Certainly has earned playing time too.
And it's interesting that you mentioned Herrera because he's done a pretty good job coming off the bench.
Yeah, got a hit last night off Cishek. Wooten trying to give Renicky 4 outs. Made quick work of Mathis to end the 6th inning with 2 on for the Marlins. Preserve the shutout. Jimmy Nelson is in line for his first career Major League win. 7 outs away from it.
See if Kelly can interview him after the game in the event of a Brewers victory, and he'd probably see a shaving cream pie. What do you think?
I don't know. Are they doing that this year? I haven't paid attention.
I don't think they have. I think they've been winning a lot. Just kind of keep it on the down low. You think it's been an organizational edict?
I'm looking forward to the day when we move past the shaving cream pie.
Oh, I am too, but
I feel like it's run its course.
How about the Gatorade bucket dump?
Might not be able to tell any difference with Jimmy Nelson. He's soaking wet as it is. 2-2 to Dietrich. Down and in, ball 3. Giancarlo Stanton due up next. Wooten hoping he leads off next inning. Lucroy fields it, shovels over to Wooten in time for the out. And Rob Wooten, terrific work out of the bullpen today. Retired all 4 batters he faced. 6-0 Brewers as we go to the 8th. Final game of the series, the rubber game, our Miller Lite What's on Tap. Here's what it looks like the rest, or the next homestand. It'll be Kyle Loesch on the mound tomorrow. Matt Garza gets the ball Tuesday. And then Marco Estrada maybe Wednesday. We've been hearing some talk that Giovanni Gallardo could come back and pitch on Wednesday, which would bump Estrada back to Friday, but that is not official yet. Gallardo still has 1 bullpen session. I believe that would be tomorrow to find out if he'll be up on Wednesday. So that's the Miller Lite What's on Tap as the Baltimore Orioles come to town. Carter Capps is the next Miami pitcher and the 3rd pitcher used today by Redmond.
They recalled from AAA New Orleans. That was back on April 23rd. Working out of the bullpen down in the minor leagues. A 164 earned run average in the minors. Making his 9th appearance so far this year. Pretty good numbers at 245 earned run average.
Chris Davis leads off for the Brewers. Brewers are at the bottom of their order, which is going to guarantee that Ryan Braun will hit again. If you're just picking us up, Ryan Braun is a home run away from the cycle. He has 4 hits today. Started with a double, then he had a triple. He's had back-to-back singles his last 2 times up. And we will see him again for sure. Davis leading off the 8th. Hit hard to right. Stanton going back. That's over his head. Chris Davis with his 2nd hit, and he's in there with a double.
I'd love to see him do that. You know, he sounds like a broken record when you see Davis go into right field, but boy, he starts doing that. He's going to start getting pitches to pull. His 2nd hit, both of them coming to the opposite field, and that one out or half. Boy, really staying back nicely today and using his hands. And how many times have we seen balls go over the head of Mike Stanton? He plays a relatively shallow right field. This entire series we've seen balls sail over his head out in right field.
Davis has done it twice. 2 doubles today and 25 doubles on the road trip in this 10-game swing for the Brewers. 6 runs on 12 hits. And Maldonado now, who is 1 out of 3 with an RBI. Maldonado has his batting average up to 294. Of the 12 hits, the Brewers have 5 doubles and a triple. Started quickly, 3 runs in the first, 2 more in the second. The 6th run came in the third.
Caps with a pretty good arm. Kind of a herky-jerky delivery. 96 with that fastball. No relation to Matt Capps, the former Pittsburgh Pirate and Washington Nationals pitcher, elite pitcher. At least that's what we're told by the Marlins broadcasters.
I trust him. I trust them all. Always fun to come to Miami and visit with a Hall of Fame broadcaster, Dave Van Horn, who does radio for the Marlins. One of the great guys in the business.
Yes, sir.
And one of the great broadcasters of all time. Ford Frick Award winner a couple of years ago. There he is, the legend, Dave Van Horn.
Doing radio for the Montreal Expos.
Found a home here in Miami. A nicer man there is none.
Elected into baseball's Hall of Fame in 2011.
Maldonado draws a walk. 2 on to start this 8th inning.
I should say voted into the Hall of Fame in 2011.
Works with Glenn Geffner on Marlins radio.
14th year with the Marlins. He actually broadcasted for the Montreal Expos for 32 years.
And there's a whole generation of kids are going, who are the Montreal Expos, Bill Schroeder?
That's right.
Been a little bit of talk that Montreal is trying to rally enough support to get a major league team again. The Blue Jays played a game there earlier this year. Exhibition game.
I miss going to Montreal. That's a nice town.
Yeah,
a lot of fun. A lot to do there.
Two on, nobody out. Scooter Gennett pinch hitting. Montreal turned into the Washington Nationals, if you're wondering. Moved that franchise back to the nation's capital.
Carter Capps has got to be a tough customer to deal with out there in the mound. When you're in that batter's box, I mean, there's all arms and legs coming at you. Big, tall right-hander. Very unorthodox delivery, stopping and going, herky-jerky delivery, and he throws it about 97 miles an hour.
He's got the secondary toe tap, kind of reminiscent of a Rob Nen. And Gennett with a base hit, slapped it the other way. Here comes Davis, and he will score. It's an RBI single for Scooter Gennett. A pinch hit single at that, and the Brewers lead 7-0.
Well, Gennett doing what he does best, taking the baseball to the opposite field, a sinker down the middle. Capps wanted it on the outside corner. And Chris Davis, who led off the inning with a double, able to come around to score. Brewers have taken liberties with Christian Yelich out and left. Not a very good throwing arm out there.
And remember one of the key plays yesterday when Yelich threw out Gomez before Braun scored the run ahead of him. That scouting report is out there, and that's part of the reason, even though Ron Renicky said that's not a spot Gomez should have tried to take third base, but part of the reason why the Brewers have been aggressive with Yelich. But he made a good throw yesterday, and it might have saved him the ballgame.
Throw wasn't that long. Third base.
Segura takes a strike. Backed him out of there. 1-2. A breaking ball from Caps. Brandon Kinsler and Wei Chung Wong.
I think the Brewers put him a big crooked number in this inning. You might see Wong in the game.
Every opportunity to get Wong in the game is welcomed at this point. Just trying to get him into a better place, especially after a rough outing.
And maybe get an 8-9 to nothing lead. You might see him in there in the 8th.
Ryan Braun on deck. A home run away from the cycle. By the way, I got a note saying, what is that squeaking balloon noise that we've heard all series? That's actually Ryan Braun on deck. And I think he's the only guy that actually stands in that spot. But that's a rubber mat that he's standing on.
I haven't heard it.
It's only for the best hearing fans out there.
Yeah, well, that's not me.
The bouncer up the middle. Could be two. Echeverria in a 6-3 double play, and that will bring Braun to the plate.
20 years of a headset, and my hearing is not the best.
What's that, Rock?
But your hearing's good.
No, I heard it. I knew exactly what they were talking about when they said that. It sounds like somebody's making balloon animals. But I remember that. See, most everybody stands outside the on-deck circle. They don't stand on that rubberized mat.
And you stand on that with rubber cleats, and it's going to make that sound.
Yeah, it's nice and squeaky. Here's Braun. Home run away from the cycle. 4 hits today. Double, triple, 2 singles for Ryan. Got a runner at third. 7-0 Brewers. And Braun in the air, slicing. And that will end up in the seats. Good catch. Ryan has 2 5-hit games in his career. None since the 2010 season. One and two. Brewers have a run in here in the 8th. 7-0 now. Scooter Gennett with a pinch hit RBI single. One and two to Braun. Count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Last 2 cycles in Brewers history, George Kataris. And here's one. Jody Garrett. Remember that?
Yeah, Jody Garrett. Chad Moeller had one. So 2 of the last 3 been catchers.
How about that? Excellent analysis. And down goes Braun. He strikes out. Ball's loose. And Mathis secures it with a nice play to end the inning. So Braun, 4 out of 5. No cycle today. Davis knocks in a run or scores a run, and it's 7-0. For the cycle, but a great day nonetheless. Gomez is out. They're going to put Logan Schaefer into center field. And the Brewers with a 7-0 lead, taking advantage of the opportunity to get Gomez out of the game. Brandon Kinsler is on to pitch the 8th inning.
Yeah, last pitched on Friday against these Marlins. Pitched a third of an inning, gave up a hit. 17 appearances so far, 1-2 record, 4.02. He's had a rough time. He's starting to throw the ball a little bit better, but had a rough time since coming off the disabled list with that rotator cuff strain.
Giancarlo Stanton will lead off for the Marlins. Strike two.
That's a money spot against Stanton. We've seen that throughout this series. Down and in with good hard sinkers. Very often swings right over the top of him.
Kinsler delivers, and it's a foul ball. Got a no-hitter watch going in the big leagues right now, Rock. Josh Beckett of the Dodgers is pitching in the 8th inning in Philadelphia with 2 outs. Has not allowed a hit. Matter of fact, he just struck out a batter. He is through 8 innings of no-hit ball. He's got a chance at a no-hitter in Philadelphia. Not an easy place to shut down an offense.
Yeah, where pop-ups end up being home runs.
Boy, wouldn't that be something? Josh Beckett.
You saw what, a no-hitter in the playoffs in Philly.
Yep, that was an incredible performance by Roy Halladay. Cincinnati Reds had no chance that day. We'll keep our eyes on that one for you. In Philadelphia, here at 7-0 Brew Crew as we play in the bottom of the 8th. Kinsler working to Stanton to start this inning, and a line drive base hit right through the shift.
Yeah, that's not what you want to pitch him. He likes the ball up in the zone. He really does. And that's exactly where Kinsler left it. Middle in, upstairs. It's down and in that gives Stanton a problem. But he'd much rather give up a base hit to him with a 7-0 lead and nobody on base. He's come up in a couple of key spots in this game and has not been able to deliver.
Here's Casey McGee. Casey's 0 for 3 today. This game was started by Jimmy Nelson. He went 5 2/3, did not allow a run in his first start of the year. Coming up from AAA for a spot start.
Hi!
Word is that the Brewers are going to send Nelson back to AAA after the game today and bring up a position player. Stay tuned for Brewers Live for that.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see who that's going to be.
The Brewers are playing a man short on their bench, but at this point, here in the 8th inning, they haven't had to worry about that.
You can get away with that for a short period of time, but you can't really do that for an extended stretch, you know, a week or so. Come back to bite, particularly in the National League where you have the pinch hitting for the pitcher and double switches. You need the full complement of bench players.
Ball and 2 strikes. Casey McGee at the plate. And he got him. Kinsler zipped one across for a strike. And McGee is called out. 0 for 4 today, and the first out of the 8th inning.
Yep, it's the fresh eats and free seats ticket giveaway from Subway restaurants. For every $25 you spend at Subway, you'll earn a free terrace level ticket for select Brewers games. Visit Subway for details.
Plenty of cheese heads here at Marlins Park. Strike 2, Jones. It's going to be interesting to see if Beckett can finish off that no-hitter in Philly. The last no-hitter in the big leagues was right here at Marlins Park, last day of the season.
A walk-off no-hitter here in Miami. Bases loaded walk, and Alvarez able to get the no-hitter.
Henderson Alvarez.
He was actually on deck.
He had 9 no-hit innings. It was scoreless, and then there was a wild pitch. I believe Greg Dobbs was the hitter. Jones, that's back to Kinsler, to second for 1. Segura across the bag and a 6-3 double play to end the inning. We go to the 9th at Marlins Park. 7-0 Brewers. This road trip today, the Brewers are headed home after the game, starting a nice homestand tomorrow. It'll be 3 against the Orioles, 3 against the Cubs, and then 2 against the Twins. And it's going to be Dan Jennings out of the Marlins bullpen. He'll have the 9th against the Brew Crew, with Lucroy leading off.
And it's his 3rd time he's been with the Marlins. Got recalled most recently. That was yesterday. You see his numbers. You wonder why with those numbers he's been up and down so much. 13th appearance, a 159 earned run average. I would imagine he's given up a lot of other pitchers' runs working out of the bullpen. Opponent batting average over 300.
Well, we're playing the 9th here in Miami. We keep our eye on a potential no-hitter in Philadelphia. Josh Beckett, pitching for the Dodgers, is going to the 9th with a no-hitter intact. Beckett was the World Series MVP for the Marlins in 2003. Part of their World Championship, the 2nd World Series title in their franchise history. Known then as the Florida Marlins. Lucroy down the right field line. That is a fair ball, goes to the wall. And Lucroy thinking about third. He's on his way. The throw comes in from Dietrich, and Lucroy is in with a triple. 3 more hits today for Lucroy. 2 doubles and a triple this afternoon for the Brewer first baseman.
Yeah, just look at that approach. I mean, that is just picture perfect up there at the plate for Lucroy. And once again, with Stanton playing shallow, it takes him a long time to get back into that corner, and Lucroy able to get in with a triple. So 2 doubles and a triple for the Brewers, or I should say for Lucroy. Well, a lot of extra base hits for the Brew Crew today, but no homers.
That's the first triple of the year for Lucroy. Half of the hits are extra base hits. Actually, more than half, 8 of them. 6 doubles and 2 triples by my unofficial count. Logan Schaefer batting for the first time. Remember, he came in for Gomez last inning. Lucroy still huffing and puffing over at third base.
It's a long way to go for a catcher / first baseman.
Tell you what, you play him at first base to keep his bat in the lineup, and he gives you 3 hits, all extra base hits. That's exactly why. And Lucroy drove in the first run of the game with a double. 3 out of 5 today. His batting average is .331, and that's in the top 5 in the National League.
And Lucroy had 3 hits when he played first against the Braves. Last time he was a first baseman, so 6 hits in 2 games playing first base.
Schaefer with an RBI chance. Good block back there by Mathis. Josh Beckett 2 outs away from a no-hitter. Just retired the first batter he faced. And the Dodgers have a 6-0 lead. So he can afford to work around a hitter if he felt like he needed to. Get behind in the count. Start with a fresh count. And Schaefer is gone on strikes. So the first out with Lucroy over at third base. That'll bring up Ricky Weeks. And now 2 outs for Josh Beckett. He's an out away. Beckett from the Marlins to the Red Sox. Now in Los Angeles. Now Ricky Weeks got the start today. 1 out of 4. Had a base hit in his first at bat.
Yeah, hit one right through Casey McGee. That was back in the first inning.
And a shot to right. And Stanton the catch. Lucroy won't test the arm.
And not up 7-0. You don't want to have a collision with Lucroy and risk an injury. And Ricky hit it hard, but unfortunately right at Stanton, who continues to play shallow out there in right.
Mark Reynolds. 2 outs in the ninth. Frankie Rodriguez lightly tossing. If he pitches today, it'll only be to get some work. Frankie does not like to sit too long without pitching in a game.
Yeah, it's been since Wednesday. That's a long time. And he had a long stretch before that.
Right, it had been since Friday before that. He's only made 1 appearance on this road trip. Or 2, I beg your pardon. Friday and Wednesday. Three and 1 on Reynolds. Seven nothing Brew Crew. Out hitting the Marlins 14-6 today. Brewers had a 13-hit game on Friday. They came back yesterday and had 11 hits, although they only scored 1 run yesterday. 14 today. Full count to Reynolds. Lucroy still at third, a leadoff triple. And it's outside, ball 4. Inning continues, and that'll get Davis to the plate. Keeping an eye on Josh Beckett. He is with 2 outs in the 9th inning. Chase Utley is at the plate. Beckett's thrown 124 pitches. An out away from a no-hitter. Jimmy Nelson a chance to win his first big league game this afternoon. This reminds me of the last day of the season last year when we were in New York. Brewers in the Mets, and then we were keeping an eye on Marlins Park when Henderson Alvarez was trying to throw a no-hitter, which he did. The last no-hitter in the big leagues. Haven't had one yet. There's Alvarez.
Yeah, I said it was a wild pitch that ended up scoring the only run of the game. What a way to do it, huh?
It's probably the first pitcher. I'm almost certain he is the first pitcher to celebrate a no-hitter with a batting helmet on, because he was on deck. I think it was bases loaded though, so there would be no chance he would bat. And that will retire the side. 7-0. Last call for the Fighting Fish when we come back. courtesy of the Marshfield Clinic. What an effort today.
Yeah, he got himself into some trouble, but that slider really was a good pitch for him today. Actually, with the slider, it was more effective and had better command of it than the fastball tonight or this afternoon. But still in all, that fastball in the upper 90s and that slider, that's something to contend with. And I didn't know why the Brewers were so high on this guy.
Well, Nelson, one start last year. He won 7 ball games in the minor leagues this year. Got a chance to win here today as Frankie Rodriguez will pitch. It's 7-0. K-Rod is on to simply get some work here today. Nelson was 5-1, I beg your pardon, in AAA. 5 wins. Comes up, makes a spot start. Brewers gave him some offense, and he is 3 outs away from sealing the deal.
Man, just getting some work is K-Rod here today. Mentioned last pitch on Wednesday, tossed a scoreless 9th. 30 punch outs for K-Rod in 24 innings. Has been able to throw a lot of strikes this year and work ahead in the count.
First ball swinging, Ozuna fouls it out of play. K-Rod will be facing his old team on Monday, the Orioles. Finished the season traded from the Brewers to the Orioles last year. Ozuna sends it deep to left, knows he got it, way gone. And the first run of the game for the Marlins. Solo home run by Marcell Ozuna, his 9th of the year.
Yep, a 1-ball, 1-strike fastball. Ozuna knew it right away, put his head down and ran. Middle in, and he got it all. Not under it, but it carried out of here. So 7-1 now for the Brewers.
And here is Echeverria. Well, Josh Beckett has done it. He has no-hit the Phillies. We'll give you a look at the last out in a moment. 34-year-old Josh Beckett. First no-hitter of the season. And the former Marlin, Josh Beckett.
Apparently had a good curveball today.
He threw a lot of them.
That's his best pitch.
Nearly 130 pitches. Pop up, Lucroy is back, and in foul territory, he's got it. Let's give you a look at how it ended in Philadelphia today. Chase Utley at the plate. Beckett with a fastball, still at 94 miles an hour. You think he was pumped up on his 128 pitch, and first no-hitter of his career, Josh Beckett. And our thanks to Time Warner Cable for that highlight. Dodger Sportsnet. There are the numbers. 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Dodgers have not had a no-hitter since Hideo Nomo. And a no-hitter in '96.
That was in Colorado, wasn't it? He threw one at Coors Field.
And there has not been an opponent to no-hit the Phillies since 1978 in Philadelphia. That was Bob Forsch of the Cardinals. So congratulations to Josh Beckett. Might need to pack him on ice for a couple of weeks now. There's a lot of pitches, the most he had thrown this year by far. He's won his last 3 games. Beckett started his winning streak he's on by beating the Marlins 2 starts ago on May 13th. That was in Los Angeles. As if the Dodgers needed more pitching. Broken bat. Oh, what a play. Mark Reynolds. Full extension to bring that one in. Mathis robbed of a hit. That's how you do it at third base.
Yeah, playing back behind the bag and angling back and able to grab it into webbing. And tough day at the plate for Reynolds, but hey, a heck of a play at third base right there.
Nicely done for the second out. Here's Ed Lucas pinch hitting. Last call for the Marlins. 7-1 Brewers. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Now the Brewers are going to go 4-6 on this road trip. Had a chance at a couple of more wins in that sequence. Certainly felt like they gave one away in Atlanta on Thursday. Had a couple of tight games against the Cubs that could have gone either way. Not a great road trip, but keep yourself in a good position. The Brewers, with one more out, will win their 30th ball game of the year. So they're going to hit Memorial Day with 30 wins, 9 games over, and in first place in the division. You'll certainly take that.
Yes, sir.
Jimmy Nelson cannot get this game over with fast enough. He did a great job. He certainly will have his chance again if in fact they send him out.
But you got to tip your hat to the offense. I mean, giving a nice cushion early on and allowing him to relax and not thinking a one or two pitches is going to cost him a game.
Lucas pops it up. Lucroy on the run. Foul territory. Lucroy is there, and that's a ball game. And Jimmy Nelson is a winner in the major leagues. His first big league win. Nelson goes 5 2/3 shutout with 6 strikeouts. Congratulations. They'll save that baseball. And a milestone for Jimmy Nelson. The Brewers take 2 out of 3 from the Marlins, and this 10-game road trip is history. Headed back home tomorrow for Memorial Day. Let's send it to Jeff Grayson. It's time for Brewers Live. He's in our studio. What do you have, Jeff?